the home of the Clippers, Kings, and Angels.
To keep the train moving right on down the tracks, playing good baseball as we welcome you to our Angels Live pregame presented by Spectrum here on another perfect night for Angels baseball, hosting the Athletics game 2 of 3 before the 7-game road trip through Baltimore and the Bronx. Here's what's coming up on our show here tonight. We have had a power surge of late. Last night, perfect example. Joe Adell, he is on a tear. We're going to break down his play of late. What about Mike Trout being back in the lineup? He has been the protection for the top 2 guys in the lineup in Neto and Shonowell. And Denzel Clark, I know he's Spider-Man, but this is Clark Kent Superman-esque. We are going to break down perhaps the greatest catch we have ever seen. As a matter of fact, let's get right to it. Got to ask these guys right off the top. Garrett Anderson, Mark Gubiza. GA, best catch you've ever seen?
It was all right. No, definitely one of the best catches I've ever seen, no doubt. Without a doubt, the athleticism, the coordination, and the ability to just scale up from the wall that easy. I mean, it's just that the athleticism is off the charts.
I mean, going over the wall like that, controlling the baseball when you're hitting your ribs on the top of the wall. Incredible, but I still kind of lean to Jim Edmonds' play in center field. I still think that was the most incredible play. So that was right up there with it. To see that like that, the view we had to watch that catch last night, though, it was pretty amazing.
Hey, Erica's going to join us with incredible sound from Denzel and the players that were involved, and so you definitely got to stay tuned for that. But let's get to our guys. And by the way, winning the game last night makes it okay to talk about what a great catch it was. Joe Adell, right now, what are you seeing that you like about him? In the last 10 games, he's hitting the ball really hard.
He's hitting the fastball with authority, and at this level, you have to hit the fastball with authority, and when you do that, it sets up being able to keep, he's able to keep this off-speed pitch fair and not pull it foul because his sights are in the middle of the field. So the fact that he's hitting off the fastball now is a big reason why his power surge has been going on right now.
You're exactly right, GA, about that. His batting average against fastballs has increased from 145 to 210 right now, and he's slugging 661 against breaking pitches, too. So he's doing a lot of things well, even a head-first slide for Travis d'Arnaud. Yeah. I gave him a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10 on that slide.
Yes. 9. I asked him how come he slid. He said it's easier for him to slide than to slow down. The guy has just got a great sense of humor. So, all right, keep it going, Joe. It's another perfect day for him to do something special. Mike Trout, since he has been back, he is hitting the ball very, very well. What does that do, in your opinion, Garrett, for the top 2 guys to have Mike Trout? Is he the protection that they need?
For me, it's just more of extending the lineup. I'm going to have a different perspective than Gooby on this. I never really bought into the protection thing unless it was maybe a situation that somebody was in scoring position and they didn't want to walk the guy to put another guy on base. But if they can get you out in this league, they're going to get you out no matter who's hitting behind you. So, but yes, it makes the lineup longer for me.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Trout now, he's just 3 walks away from 1,000. He's 21 RBIs away from 1,000 and 12 home runs away from 400. So he's starting to swing the bat well. We know he's going to swing. His hands are looking good. But going back to what he does, from the pitcher's perspective, usually the number 3 guy in the lineup is your best hitter. Yeah. So the first 2 guys on, your mindset is, I got to be close around the strike zone a lot because I don't want to walk anybody. I don't want extra traffic when that number 3 guy, which would be Mike Trout, is coming to the dish. So I'm more apt to throw a lot more fastballs. I'm going to throw a lot more in the zone. I'm going to try to make those guys get themselves out when pitches in the strike zone. If I get ahead of them, then I can expand, but I got to get ahead, and that's why they're swinging the bat so well. They're getting a lot more fastballs in the strike zone.
And for instance, Garrett, I know you were lefty, but when Tim Salmon was hitting in front of you, did he tell you he got better pitches?
Oh, for sure. He was a total believer in that, and I have to agree with him because he was on the recipient end of it. But, yeah, you know, there is something to that. I think some pitchers pay attention to it more than others, but I think what it really comes down to, what you're talking about, is just a situation.
I mean, and you look at the batting averages, too, since Trout has been in there. I mean, 296 for Soriano. His on-base percentage is getting closer and closer to 400. Slugging, Zach Neto, 469 OPS of 750, 832 for Soriano right now since Trout's in there because, again, you're getting a lot more fastballs, or at the very least, you're getting a lot of pitches in the strike zone. It could be secondary pitches, but they're more apt to challenge you in the strike zone with Trout, part of that lineup.
Garrett, how many guys do you need? Because right now we got a bunch of guys at the same time coming through, really helping this offense.
Yeah, they are, and hitting can be a little bit contagious at times, but what I'm starting to see now is like 4 or 5 guys every night are doing something as opposed to, weeks in the past. Everybody was cold, everybody was hot, so that's why you've been seeing a little bit more consistent runs being scored.
And Neto, those hands are super quick from him. We talked about it earlier. He's ready and aggressive early in the count. Soriano, he's a patient hitter. He makes you throw strikes. When he's going to drive the ball, it's generally when he's ahead of the count. But when he's behind in the count, he hits the ball to all fields except for the dead center field where Clark was able to bring that one back. We might as well say that again just for fun.
Jose Soriano, first off, you say Kikuchi. That was splendid. Chef's kiss on a tremendous 7 1/3 last night. Best pitching we have seen out of him in an Angels uniform. But for Kikuchi tonight, he has got, for Soriano, he needs to kind of pick up with what Kikuchi put down.
Well, yeah, he's got to bounce back from his last start. We'll just call it a bump in the road, but just continue to have confidence in throwing strikes and making sure you just keep the ball down in the zone and take advantage. This is a swinging team, so they're going to pitch the contact and, get the ground balls.
I mean, so his numbers on the road have been so fantastic. That's why it was so odd to see him throw like that at Fenway, but that was his first career start at Fenway Park. When you walk out of the bullpen there, all of a sudden you feel like left field is, I can almost run up from the pitcher's mound to that outfield. Same thing in right field. So it can be intimidating for you, but I still think go back to where he could be the most dominant right arm here in the game. His stuff is that electric, but he's got to have that confidence in his knuckle curve. He gets a ton of swing and misses with that pitch, but above all, and we talked to GA about the slide, staying connected on top of the baseball as far as throwing the sinker. When you drop that wrist and run it, it's going to get a lot more of the strike zone to the barrel of the bat. When he stays on top of the baseball, it's towards the end of the bat, down where you're getting ground balls. Even if they're hit hard, it's going to be hit on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, hopefully he comes out and throw strike tonight and have confidence in all of his off-speed pitches.
Well, one thing he told me, he said he's just got to forget about that last start. That's the thing, right? You got to have a quick memory. And he said he's already forgotten about it, and he's ready to have a good start here tonight.
And the key for any player, especially for a starting pitcher, as soon as that game is over, I even told him when I had a chance to talk to him, you have 30 minutes after a game to either say, wow, I was pretty good, or wow, I was pretty bad. After that, you get prepared for the next start. If you do that, you could be consistent. If you don't, things carry on. So hopefully he was able to forget about that as quick as possible. I know he had a good bullpen session, so I expect a big game today.
Well, it's a great vibe around the team right now, and that's good. A chance to, win the series against the Athletics, win this one, go for the sweep tomorrow, and then take on Baltimore. We were talking about this, take 2 or 3, then go into the New York Yankees, and you're 500.
Who? GA will let. GA had some good games against them.
I'd love to get ahead of myself. All right, it's the catch heard around Major League Baseball. See son of love, Denzel Clark. Erica joins us next.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks.
There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight.
The bats have come alive.
A showstopper.
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit him. These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues. Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home, where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go take a selfie. MLB Together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
The 611 Podcast meets MLB Network. Join longtime teammates and former MVPs Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard, plus other former players for unfiltered conversations about baseball, culture, and life. Only on MLB Network.
everybody. This is Angels Live on FanDuel Sports Network and brought to you by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. That's Denzel Clark making perhaps one of the greatest catches of all time. It was just unbelievable of what Mike Trout has done. Angels Athletics coming up here on FanDuel Sports Network. Garrett Anderson and Mark Gubaza. GA, you played out there. You've been in that position. What do you think?
There's no words to describe. I think we need Vin Scully to describe it for us.
Yes.
I don't have the words for it, but it's just hard to describe the athleticism it takes to actually go up on the wall, find the wall, get up on the wall, and still come back and find the ball. And he did everything perfect there. I mean, he came down and had a blank look on his face like he expected to do that. But no, it was just one of the best catches. Yes, I can agree. One of the best catches I've ever seen.
That view right there, how far that baseball was over the other side of the wall. When he caught that, brought it back, I don't know how he was able to control the ball in the glove to be able to do that play right there, and a smile on his face. As a pitcher, you go, yeah, I threw that ball exactly where I wanted to. Just another out. Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible play to be able to witness that. And when you do that in a visiting ballpark, so many Angel fans were like, wow, what a great play. And it's all they could talk about, how great it was. So that's how to tell you that was an all-timer.
Seeing him today walking around, like, wow, he's a lot bigger than, I mean, he is 6'4", 220. He is put together, and he got up, and he brought that one back incredible. Erica Weston is with us right now. I know he went to CSUN. He was a Matador, but he's been in baseball for like what? How long? A minute?
For like 5 seconds, basically. Yeah, you saw the note on the bottom of the screen. 16 career games. So he's been in the majors for less than 3 weeks. He's already had 3 of those ridiculous Superman-style catches. 2 of them coming in cities that he's got connections to. One of them in Toronto, where he's from, robbing Alejandro Kirk against the Blue Jays back on May 30th. He had another one, and then, of course, the one that we saw last night. So pretty remarkable, the athleticism that it takes to be able to go up and do that in such a short amount of time. But based on the highlight reel plays that he had in the minors, his pitcher last night wasn't surprised by it. So how is Nolan Shawnoel feeling about all of that? A few hours later today, here's what he said before the game.
Still stings a little bit, but I mean, got to move past it. I'm definitely, when the Topps card comes out, I'm gonna get one and I'm gonna send it over and have him sign it with a fun inscription. I think that's the only way he can make it back to me.
What's the reaction in the dugout?
Shocked. Everybody was wowed. We didn't know what just happened. You know, I didn't even take off my batting gloves yet before I saw it. So it was one of those things where I turn around and I see Clark just kind of just over the wall. I'm like, oh my God, what did we just see? So, you know, that's probably probably one of the best catches I've ever seen. You know, besides Mike's catch in Baltimore.
Looking back on it today, that's the greatest catch I've ever seen. So for it to happen to me, a little unfortunate, but still kind of cool to be a part of history, and all props to him.
Did your phone go absolutely nuts last night?
It did. I was getting texts from old friends, family members, Instagram, like everything. And then I woke up this morning and it was 2 times worse because a lot of people are on the East Coast. So it was kind of a bummer waking up this morning and then getting all those texts, but also pretty funny and kind of cold-heartedly laughing about it, but it is what it is, you know.
What have the last 12 hours been like?
It's been cool. It's been definitely been a whirlwind of activities and stuff, but I'm just super blessed to be out here doing this on the biggest stage. It's been super awesome.
How many text messages did you have last night?
A lot, at least like 500. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
When that car comes out, I'm gonna send it over to my son.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
I didn't know that was you, man.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. All right.
You're the most popular man in baseball right now.
It's fun to watch. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Okay, so how many text messages did you have last night?
I want to say at least over like 300-400, and then adding Instagram onto that, like it was a lot. It was a lot. It was crazy.
Did you have to like put a time limit on, like shutting the phone off, not looking at the screen?
I usually have a time limit at night and when I wake up in the morning, so I was sticking to that. But I was itching to check my phone for sure. It was gotta say discipline with my routine though.
Last one. How many times have you watched it?
A lot. I can't count. I can't count. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Yeah. Well, for a guy that knows a little bit about home run robberies, how about Torrey Hunter chiming in on X last night, saying this has to be one of the best catches I've ever seen, and I've seen my fair share of home run robberies. It was certainly fun to dive into some of Torrey's best robberies over the course of his career. But all of that walk and talk that you saw with Denzel Clark, with Nolan coming over, Wash giving him some words of encouragement, not scripted, totally unplanned. So really special, and guys, that's certainly why baseball is the best.
Yes.
The Angels won the game, all in the competitive spirit, but certainly have to give him props for an unbelievable play. Catch of the year, no doubt.
Yes, great work, Erica. That was really cool. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, Patio.
Well done. Great timing. All right, let's take a look. Speaking of timing, the catch that Trout made versus the catch that Denzel made. Gooby, I'll let you take this one. You were on both of these calls, and it was real special.
Yeah, you know, even after that catch by Clark last night, I go, it kind of reminds me of Trout's catch over the wall, because I was like, wait a minute, Trout's half his body is over the wall, and he just casually climbs up the wall and it brings it back like it was like, hey, no problem. Same thing with Clark. I mean, he's just running full speed and slamming into the top of the wall. To be able to get that height, but they're almost exactly the same. How they reach up, their bodies, their belts are at the top of the wall. How's that possible?
You see a waistline at the top of a wall. That's pretty amazing how high they're off the ground. But yeah, they're both tremendous plays. A little bit different. Trout had more time. His was more, you know, boom, boom, boom reaction, but nonetheless, both great plays.
To be able to push themselves up even higher with that right arm, and you said that catch, you made that catch. It was in Little League.
Yeah, maybe Little League. when I was taller than the fence.
That was fun that we were able to see both of those tremendous plays. Gooby, great job last night.
I'll catch you upstairs in a few minutes.
Yes, crushed that call. Great job by Wayne, for sure. All right, we'll see you later, pal. Let's get on to you.
Yes, indeed.
There he is. Mark Gubaza has joined us here in our Angels Live breaking down a great catch and really some tremendous offense of late from this Angels team that have dominated the A's so far this season, unbeaten. Let's see if they can keep that going, as Neto has been scorching hot.
Planning a party or
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, live at 5 Eastern on MLB Network. The 611 Podcast meets MLB Network. Join longtime teammates and former MVPs Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard, plus other former players for unfiltered conversations about baseball, culture, and life. Only on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
We're able to use our platform and let these kids know that dreams are reachable.
It's very important to leave something behind to show our gratitude.
Stand up to cancer.
We are attacking your offices.
Together.
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 Everybody, this is our Angels Live pregame right here on FanDuel Sports Network and brought to you by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That is Spectrum. And right now, Zach Neto is officially qualified by about a half of a plate appearance. And so you look at the stats, you see him there, batting average and slugging percentage and OPS. And Zach Neto, he's right behind Jacob Wilson in slug. He's ahead of Jeremy Pena in slug, here with Garrett Anderson. I think that if Zach Neto continues the pace he is on, he's going to be an all-star this year.
Yeah, he is. He's doing everything at the top of the lineup. He's leading. He's starting everything off, stealing bases, and the defense he makes is just off the charts. I can't imagine anybody really being better than him in the transfer that he has. So, yeah, it's just nice to see him back healthy and doing the things that we know he's doing. And you can just see the growth from last year to this year. You know, he's never short on confidence, but he's backing it up even more so this year.
What is it about his approach at the plate? Hear about how he's moved up a little bit in the box. He wants to catch that breaking ball before it actually breaks and takes the spin off.
Yeah, that's his approach. He's on top of the plate. He does want to catch the ball out front. There could be a downside to that. It could be a timing thing sometime, but as far as what he's doing, he's staying consistent with it, and he's not trying to do too much. It's not look like he's trying to hit home runs. What he does is just the balls that he accidentally gets up underneath.
And truly, he is so good on the field between the lines, but also what he does off the field, the way he relates to the fans. He is a tremendous guy for this organization. Face of the team right there, obviously, with Mike Trout. But Zach Neto, he is the real deal. We do have, speaking of downside, bad news to pass along regarding Chris Taylor. Left-hand fracture, was hit by a pitch last night. He was just really starting to get going right now, so he's on the 10-day IL. We hope for the very best for Chris. Can't wait till he gets back and a missed CT 33. It is definitely disappointing. However, the Angels just acquired Lamont Wade Jr. I know he plays first, can play corner, outfield positions. Your thought on the timing of this acquisition?
It seems like this happens a lot. Yeah. Somebody gets hurt and they get somebody. But no, yeah, very unfortunate for Taylor. I mean, he even had a pad on the back of his hand, and he was starting to hit well. I mean, but what Wade brings, he brings more flexibility. He can play first, and also too, he can spell the outfielders. Maybe a tough righty that night, he can put him in the left-hand bat in the lineup.
He was working on his running in the outfield here today. We'll probably be playing more of the outfield. We've got Soler back in right field. So that's what's happened as far as the transactions are concerned. Let's go around Major League Baseball right now. We just saw Bryce Miller with the Mariners, and look at that. He's on the 15-day IL. Stanton, though, beginning a rehab stint on both of his elbows. He has not played this season as he wants to somehow track down 500 homers. And the best prospect in all of baseball has joined the Boston Red Sox and off to a good start. A double and 2 RBI tonight. Second career game, picks up his first hit. How about being the top prospect and being in Boston? No pressure there.
Nothing better at all. I mean, it's one of the biggest cities to play baseball in, but I'm always interested to see the best prospect in baseball, what they come up and who's judging these guys and evaluating them to see if they're actually right on point. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds.
What does he look like early from what you've seen?
From what I've read and seen, he is a bona fide prospect for sure.
He's got the great name as well, Roman Mark Anthony. Anyway, we'll take a break, come back, continue to get you set for Angels baseball. Mike Trout and the Halos. He has been hitting the ball really well, DHing here tonight. We'll give you the rest of tonight's lineups as your Halos battle the Athletics next.
Since the dawn of baseball, every player has honed their unique skills. Who from this era will prove worthy of legend? The world watches as the journey unfolds.
The Braves have staying power.
Just an absolute powerhouse. Big-time bombers in the lineup that could really, really hurt you. They're going to be a force again.
Your 2024 National League Cy Young Award winner.
This is what the greats do. Watch him go to work.
Swing and a miss. What a way to finish for Chris Sale.
Explosiveness with the velocity, with the nastiness of his pitches.
The man is on fire.
He is MLB Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what I do every day. Play baseball and have fun.
Braves just keep on rolling.
I want to talk about the Angels. They're my big surprise team of 2025.
The Angels make sure the halo will shine brightly tonight.
The energy level and the swag and the confidence.
It is Trevor here.
Game's on notice.
Magneto magnificent.
High octane. It is fuel. It is hot. It's coming at you in a big way.
It was 105.5 miles an hour.
No way.
The Halos are unstoppable
out the McDonald's app. And also get ready for Golic and Golic featuring Mike Golic Sr., Mike Golic Jr. airing on FanDuel Sports Network all week long starting at noon. Bringing the heat, bold takes, big personalities, and some of the biggest names in sports. Don't miss the action weekdays at 12 p.m. only on FanDuel Sports Network. Angels in action here tonight against the Athletics. They've been perfect against this team so far this season. Alongside Garrett Anderson, your thoughts on the lineup for the Halos?
I just like the top 4 guys in the lineup. I mean, they just come out and they've been doing the job. They've been all, hitting the ball, driving in runs, and hopefully, Soler and Ohapi can all chip in. And Jordell's just been doing really well. I like that they're keeping him there in the lineup and not putting him up. Let him get comfortable and let him keep doing what he's doing.
Who goes deep for the Angels tonight? Go ahead, make your pick.
Make a call, Zach.
Oh, you're going Zach Neto on the top. I think Mike Trout goes yard here tonight. And they'll get an opportunity against Mitch Spence. Look, his second start of the year, mainly out of the bullpen. I know that the Athletics and Marcotte using a little bit of an opener, but they got Spenny here tonight. What's the plan of attack?
Well, he's a two-seamer down in the zone. He tries to get ahead, so you're not going to be trying to get in too many deep counts with him. So little surprising he struggles against lefties. Every time I hear two-seamer righty struggle against lefties, it's always kind of wonder why. Maybe just leaving a lot of pitches out over the plate against left-handers.
Maybe he's left it out over the plate for Nolan Shonowell. As you look at that lefty, 4 for 10 with a homer and an .800 slug against Spence. See if he can add to that as we show you the Athletics lineup here tonight. And per Marcotte, no Jacob Wilson, the shortstop who has been absolutely crushing the baseball. A late scratch, just precautionary, has some hamstring tightness, so he'll catch a bit of a break there.
Well, yeah, he's been running so much. He's getting so many base hits. That's generally a byproduct of getting a lot of hits. You start your legs start pulling hamstrings, but now it's a treat to watch him play.
No doubt. GA, great job. We'll see you for postgame.
Yep.
All right, we'll step aside when we come back. Get you set for first pitch. Angels Athletics, and it's Wayne Randazzo, Mark Gubas, and Erica Weston with the call. Enjoy.
If you're a Rockies fan, they've got some young talent.
Pretty dynamic, everyday position club.
Starting to see some young guys with some serious talent. There's some speed and there's some pop.
I mean, I always keep a little chip on my shoulder.
He made the catch.
Crazy range, rocket arm.
They just need to have some guys that have breakout years. There's potential there to have that.
They're going to be competitive in every game.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance. What?
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball.
I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are. The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
MLB The Show 25, take 3.
What's up, guys? I'm Eli De La Cruz.
This is Paul Skeens.
Gunnar Henderson here. I am super excited to be sharing the cover of MLB The Show 25.
But we're going to play for real?
This is the fun part right here.
It's a huge honor to be on the cover with 2 great athletes.
Welcome to the show.
That's a wrap.
watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Clippers, Kings, and Angels.
It's a beautiful night here in Southern California, and it's game 2 of this 3-game series between the Los Angeles Angels and the Sacramento A's here at the Big A tonight. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Randazzo. And Gubi, it's been a good homestand so far, and the Angels with a chance here to win back-to-back series.
Wayne, what a game last night. There was a couple good plays defensively in there, you might say, but the Angels are continue to swing the bat so well against the Athletics with some power swings, consistent swings, and able to win 5 games already against them this season.
At 5-0, and the Angels will have a chance to go 6-0 against the A's here tonight. We'll see if Zach Neto and Nolan Shonowell can contribute at the top of the order as they've been. Each had a couple of hits yesterday, and each have been swinging the bat especially well since Mike Trout came back.
That's exactly the point, Wayne. Since Mike Trout has come back, hitting number 3 spot. Usually your best hitter in your team, in the number 3 spot. You got Zach Neto with the batting average. Nolan Shonowell, even when you look at his on-base percentage, getting closer to 400. OPS of 832, 750 for Neto. They are both slugging the baseball well. They're both getting a lot of pitches in the strike zone because of Mike Trout, that presence behind him.
Well, the presence coming back during that road trip in Cleveland. And for a pitcher, when you see Trout in there, how much do you have to mind him when you face guys like Neto and Shonowell?
Yeah, I mean, I think what it comes down to, when you see Mike Trout, he's going to be in that number 3 spot, you have to make sure there's no free passes. You're going to attack the strike zone with your fastball more so. If you get ahead, you can expand out of zone, but you're going to throw a lot more pitches in the strike zone. That's why you see Neto and Shonowell doing so well with Trout being around, because you don't want them on base when Trout comes to the dish.
Well, Nolan Shonowell almost had a chance to round the bases last night. Looked like he had a home run, but Denzel Clark had other ideas. One of the great catches we've ever seen.
I mean, unbelievable how he made this play, the distance he had to cover, and be that far over the wall. That baseball's on the other side of the wall. He's hitting his ribs and the top of his body over there on the wall and still controlled the baseball. The reaction by everyone, including all the fans at the ballpark and us in the booth, was priceless to see that.
Well, Denzel Clark shook the baseball world last night, even woke up the non-baseball world. He was on every morning show and all over the place last night and this morning, and he had a chance to catch up with our very own Erica Weston.
Yeah, the Angels won the game, but it was the headlines all about Denzel Clark and that unbelievable catch, which crazy. In his first time playing in this ballpark, he said the first defensive play usually breaks the ice. He said, but how about this unplanned organic moment before the game this afternoon? Clark had just gotten off the interviews with some national networks this afternoon. Nolan making sure to give him some props while also giving a jab or two. Ron Washington giving him some high praise as well. Shonowell told him once the Topps card comes out, he's going to have him sign it and send it over to him. Now, Clark said he had about 400 text messages after the game last night, plus Instagram as well. Said he had to put the phone down last night and this morning had to stick to his routine. But the big thing for him today, he said, just blessed to be able to do what he loves on the baseball field. Wayne?
All right, Erica, thank you very much. You know, you can't just sit around and watch the highlights all day long, can you?
I would. Yeah, I would be watching all the way up till the game started today.
Especially on a Gooby Tuesday. It's game 2, the Angels and the A's coming up.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Shota Imanaga, it's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
This is a guy who has MVP-type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
La Pantera can do it anywhere on the field.
He
has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
In every journey. By the OC Healthcare Agency, navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. And by Morongo, celebrating 20 years of good times. Angels having a good time on this homestand. They've won 3 out of 4, including last night's opener against the A's, and Jose Soriano hoping to have a good time on his home mound, something that has been elusive for him this year.
Yeah, you need that bounce back. He had a tough first inning that last time out in Fenway Park. Hopefully it turns it around and throws well against the Athletics here today. My go-tos to have that solid start today against the Athletic is really confidence in that knuckle curve. 15 strikeouts and a whiff percentage, just under 36% on that knuckle curve. But stay connected on top of the baseball with the sinker. Don't get around the baseball, stay on top. That sink action, not that movement to the barrel of the bat. You want that down towards the end of the bat with that sink.
Share the lineup for the A's here tonight with Lawrence Butler leading off, and then Brent Rooker hitting second. No Jacob Wilson in there. He was scratched from the lineup before the game today, so Wilson not in the starting 9 today. We'll see if he ends up coming off the bench at some point. And Denzel Clark is in there at the bottom of the order for Mark Kotze's A's from West Sacramento here tonight against the Angels.
And the Nissan defense behind Jose Soriano today. You go into the outfield. We got Shonwell first and foremost. He's at the tops as far as a number of different categories as first base. We'll get around to that in a second. Taylor Ward, Joe Adell, and Jorge Soler back in right field. Third base today. Luis Renifo, Zach Neto, Scott Kingery, Nolan Shonwell behind the plate. Logan O'Hoppe. We look at some of the numbers so far as double plays, putouts, games started over first base. Shonwell at the tops in baseball in those categories.
Been a good year for Nolan Shonwell. I mentioned it yesterday. Ron Washington believes he's the most improved player on this roster from the beginning of the season to now, as Lawrence Butler stands in and takes ball 1 from Jose Soriano, a 98-mile-an-hour sinker that ran away. Soriano has had some good moments this year, although a lot of them have come on the road. He was victorious in Cleveland, 6 scoreless innings on May 30th. Did not enjoy his Fenway experience in his last start. He struggled against the A's, 14 innings, 15 earned runs allowed in his career, and he's behind Butler 2-0.
Yeah, that's the thing that got him, I think, a little bit up there at Fenway Park in Boston was control.
He's walked at least 3 hitters in 6 straight starts. Butler with an awkward swing, the first strike of the game.
Helped the bat on that one. That had some good sinker. That's the sinker, the pitch you want to see him throw. He'll get chases like that. He hasn't got a lot of chases versus sinker this year as compared to last year, but that one was perfect.
That breaking ball catches the outside corner, so it's 2-2 now on Butler. Soriano, 2.34 ERA in May. His first start in June. That clunker against the Red Sox allowed 7 runs and really spoiled a lot of offense in that game from the Angels. This is with the curve there, 3-2. It walks it, but Kikuchi. Although last night Kikuchi was all over the plate, and Soriano going to a full count here on the first batter of the game. And a swing and a miss, strike 3.
That's 2 swing and misses on a sinker, which is a good sign early on for Soriano.
Came back after falling behind to strike out the first hitter.
Stays on top, sinks down. Looks like it's a strike, but a little below the strike zone. Even if they make contact, it's going to be a ground ball.
Now Brent Rooker is the batter, the designated hitter for the A's. His 13 homers this year after a career high 39 last year was an incredible year for Rooker. 39 home runs, 112 RBIs, actually finished in the top 10 in MVP voting. He got rewarded with a contract, 5 years and $60 million going into this year. Chops this one to Zach Neto. Ground ball machine. Jose Soriano has his first tonight.
Take a look at our StatCast today, powered by Google Cloud. How Soriano got the outs against the Athletics last time out there, 17 of them. 7 on his knuckle curve, 5 on his sinker, 2 on a slider, 1 four-seamer, 1 splitter. He's got a double play turn behind him. It's not unusual to see that out of Soriano. It's 18 double plays turned behind him. That's ground ball on a sinker and a strikeout on a sinker so far today.
It's Tyler Soderstrom playing left field. It's one off the glove of Soriano. Neto charges to make the play. That's a quick inning. 1, 2, 3 for Jose Soriano.
Man, these seats.
Right? I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these. Trash.
You should have used Game Time. The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks.
What time is it?
Game Time.
Wearing regular shoes feels this cramped. Or Glide Step wide fit, hands-free Skechers slip-ins feel like this. With Skechers slip-ins, just step in, no bending down, no touching my shoes. Try wide fit Skechers slip-ins.
If you ask your family what they want for dinner and you get 4 different answers, this one's for you. With Home Chef's family menu, eating dinner together just got easier, thanks to family-sized oven-ready recipes that make dinnertime stress a thing of the past. Our fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and easy prep recipes save you time and money. The oven-ready tin means no pots or pans, so you can breeze past after-dinner cleanup. Home Chef's family menu, solving family dinner, one meal at a time. Get 18 free meals at homechef.com.
Neto leading off. Then it's Shotwell and Trout. Taylor Ward in the cleanup spot. Jorge Soler's in right field. Logan O'Hoppe is catching. Adele in center. Rengifo and Kingery down at the bottom of the order. Mike Trout batting third for the Angels tonight with Mitch Spence on the mound for Sacramento.
Yeah, not overpowering, but he throws a lot of cutters. And you really have to think about the other way against him throughout this game. My go-to is to have a successful offensive game is you got to barrel that mistake cutter. He's giving up 3 home runs versus that cutter when it's a mistake one, but patience below the zone curve. He gets a lot of swing and misses on that.
And a ground ball up the middle. It is handled with a backhand by Urias. The long throw and plenty of time to get Zach Neto. Luis Urias ranged a long way and took a base hit away from Neto.
Well, he did exactly what you want to do. Go right back up the middle against him, and you thought off the bat it's got a chance of being hit. Urias did a nice job right between the legs. Backhand quick on the transfer, in that one hop throw just gets Neto. It's a real good play for a team that has struggled defensively this season.
Made at least 1 error in 7 straight games, tied with the Angels for the 3rd most errors in the majors this year. Here's Nolan Shotwell taking ball 1. Well, the baseball gods owe Shotwell 1 after he was robbed in a way that you hardly ever see by Denzel Clark last night. It was a home run, it looked like, and Clark brought it all the way back in. There's a strike to Shotwell, 1 ball and 1 strike. Talked to Garrett Anderson before the game today. He said he never got robbed like that. He said Ichiro got him once, but not like that. It was a special one from Denzel Clark, and Shotwell will never forget it. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I was asking GA the same thing, and just like I asked Torrey Hunter, what did you like to do, robbing a home run more or hitting a home run? And without hesitation, both had said robbing a home run.
Well, Torrey Hunter actually tweeted some high praise for Denzel Clark, said that had to be one of the best catches he's ever seen. And he said, I've seen my share of home run robberies. Yeah, he caused a lot of those home run robberies. And Torrey Hunter said it was one of the best catches he's ever seen. We all agree with that. Here's a ground ball. It's Schumann with a diving play. A long throw to first goes straight toward the A's dugout. And Shotwell was able to turn in toward first base, so he will not be tagged or anything here. He's on with an infield hit.
Yeah, that was a good swing again by Shotwell. The defense behind Spence today. It's right out there in center field right away. Soderstrom, you got Clark. Butler, who's an outstanding defender too, in right field with a very good throwing arm. Muncy, Schumann at shortstop, Urias and Kurtz at first base. Wins behind the play, but you look out at the numbers by Clark already. 6 outs above, or 8 outs above average, 6 defensive runs saved already. He's been up here about 2.5 seconds in the big leagues.
Played in 16 games. Here's Trout as he takes strike one. Well, Clark's home run robbery in some ways looked familiar to a home run robbery that Trout had here at Angel Stadium a number of years ago. Pretty similar spot, almost a similar climb up the wall.
Both had their belts at the top of the wall when they reached up, bringing back a home run.
Ball 1 strike here on Trout, who has 10 home runs this year. He's closing in on 400 lifetime home runs, 12 away at the moment. Chops this one foul. 1 ball 2 strikes. So here they are side by side. It is Denzel Clark and Mike Trout. Here's Trout climbing up and grabbing it. Clark in a similar vein, climbing and twisting along the top of the wall.
When you see the split screen, it's unreal how close everything about the way they caught the ball, the way they reached up, how high they were up on the wall. Unreal plays.
Trout whiffs on the breaking ball from Spence, and that's the first strikeout for the A's right-hander.
That's unreal. That's absolutely, their belts at the top of the wall. Incredible the way they reach up and controlled the baseball as they slammed into the wall. Clark a little bit more so because he was on the run when he slid. Yeah. Trout did a nice job of getting himself under control, but the same height. Unreal.
2 outs. Here's Taylor Ward. As part of the display of Clark is that he had to race back toward the wall and catch up to the ball first, let alone climb up and catch the ball itself. It was talked about all last night and this morning, all over the place. Balls and a strike on Taylor Ward.
That's a good call on that one, partner. I was in shock. I couldn't believe how far over the wall he got to that and brought that back.
Well, thank you. It pays to do a lot of radio before you get into the TV booth. Yeah. So you can keep up with everything. 1 ball and 1 strike on Taylor Ward.
Again, when you see all those pitches, that's a little bit off the plate. He throws everything away. He'll show a sinker in, but every pitch away, you have to think other way against him. He's throwing the ball well against the Halos in his career also.
We had 4 starts against them in like a 3-week span last year. The Angels and A's played each other quite a bit. That was in the same spot as the last pitch. Called a ball. So Spence faced the Angels for the first time last year, June 25th, and again July 2nd, July 20th, and July 27th. So in a month he faced them 4 times, all as a starter. This year it's only his 2nd start. He's been pitching out of the bullpen. He's pitched a lot of times multiple innings out of the bullpen, so they trust him to get back in the rotation and heat up some innings. He did his first start, going 5 against Minnesota.
I still think on his 3-2 count, there's a good chance that Ward is going to see another slider here. More likely on the outside part of the plate.
Full count, runner will go. Ward fouls off that pitch on the outer half. It's still 3-2 on Taylor Ward, who has 18 home runs. He's driven in 45. He leads the Angels in both categories. And the American League leaders even in both as well. Another head start for Shotwell on a 3-2 pitch to Ward. Fly ball out to right center shallow. Butler is in for it.
A star is born, talking about Jackson Churio.
Churio flips the scoreboard with a 4-pointer.
Pitts
coming into his own right before our eyes.
That truly believe in the presence and the person that Jackson Churio is.
You have to love the versatility he brings. He can play left field, he can play right field.
Youngest player in MLB history to record 20-plus homers, 20-plus stolen bases.
This is the first Brewer that had 2 home runs in a postseason game.
Jackson Churio!
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for 75% off installation plus $200 off your purchase. LeafGuard, get it today. Protected for life.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs.
Anaheim tonight, basically right on top of him, getting a view from what he sees in the outfield. So how is Nolan Shawnuel feeling today after seeing that catch basically everywhere last night and earlier today as well? Well, if you missed it post-game, he said he didn't check it out during the game because he didn't want to get too mad. So after the game, he went home, went on socials, as one is to do. Said about 10 of the 12 videos he was scrolling past was of the catch. Had to put the phone down, of course. But Nolan's taking it in stride. He's a good sport. He said, I have to move past it. It stinks, but we won. It would have been a different story if we had lost. But looking back on it, he said, this is the greatest catch I've ever seen, so it hurts to happen to me, but I'll be a part of history forever. So that's pretty cool. And in case you missed it at the top of the show, he is going to send a Topps card of that catch once it gets made over to Clark and have him sign it.
Bouncing balls. Kingery with the backhand pick, a bobble, and still in time the throw to retire Kurtz.
Nice play on that one too. Another good pitch by Soriano. But even going back to that catch here, I mean, it's exactly right. As you see the backhand, a little bit of a bobble, but still able to get enough on the throw to get Kurtz at first base. David Howard's going to be remembered forever. We're going to show that with Jim Edmonds' catch on him. And whenever you see a guy hit a ball like that and a catch is made, you're part of that history. And Shawnuel was part of that history by Denzel Clark. What an incredible play.
Today's the anniversary of the Jim Edmonds catch, as that happened in 1997 on this date. You know, where Clark's family is sitting, I still think he might be able to climb up there and rob a home run. Yes. You never know. He starts crawling up that LED board out there. I'll be really impressed.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of impressive, there it is up there. Yeah, he could probably do that. That sinker so far for Soriano. He's getting a lot of swing and miss, so he's staying on top of the baseball really well so far.
He's at 1 strikeout and 3 ground ball outs. 0-2 on Max Muncy. Foul ball. Soriano with his first 1-2-3 first inning of the season today. But here is Jim Edmonds. There's David Howard. And there's Jim Edmonds racing back with an over-the-shoulder diving catch. That's still, I think, number 1.
Yes. As much as I love that play by Clark and when we showed Trout and Gary Matthews Jr. over the wall down there in Texas, this is the most unreal catch I've ever seen.
0-2 on Max Muncy. Think of the great outfield catches of all time. Willie Mays in the 1954 World Series, went all the way back in center field at the Polo Grounds with the over-the-shoulder catch. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Muncy here. Edmonds' catch is up there. The one you talked about from Gary Matthews Jr. as well. And Denzel Clark had one of the great home run robberies of all time last
Yeah,
night.
no question.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Another swing and miss on that sinker. Some serious run to it.
Second strikeout for Soriano, and the batter will be Urias.
How much this baseball just sinks and runs. But by the way, go back to Jim Edmonds' catch. He dives over shoulder and still controlled the baseball hitting the outfield grass. It's just like
Denzel Clark last night. He slammed into that wall. The baseball was over the wall, and he still controlled it in his glove.
I'm reminded, too, about one in Chicago. Dwayne Wise, remember that? He saved the perfect game.
Yes.
In the big picture of that, I don't know if it was as good of a catch as some of these others, but in terms of the clutch catch to save a perfect game in the 9th inning, that
he
was
reached over and then he brought it back and was able to control it as he's falling down to the ground in the warning track.
The ball's in a strike one, so some good ones that stand out over the years, but if you could name all these catches off the top of your head in a 30-year span, it kind of shows you how special it was what Clark did yesterday.
That's why, I mean, I still think a great defensive plays is the best to watch on replays and highlights and everywhere. Yeah, you love to see a ball going 490 feet, yes, but a great defensive play is something you'll always remember.
2-1, now 3-1. Andy Chavez in 2006 for the Mets.
Yes.
The National League Championship Series turned a double play out of it, too, going up against the wall in left field.
Many of those ones where Ken Griffey Jr. would be going climbing the wall, bringing it back, especially in Yankee Stadium.
Ball 4 to Urias, the first walk of the game, the first base runner for the A's. Comes with 2 outs to bring up the catcher, Austin Wins.
It's one thing we want to do if you're Soriano, because the stuff he's got working today is those 2-out walks, especially when you just look so good the first 2 outs. You don't want to create traffic on your own. It was 100 miles an hour, that fastball he just threw.
Soriano had given up a hit or a walk in the first inning in every start this year until today. Retired the first 5 in a row, but now a walk with 2 outs in the second. A strike to Wins. He was added to the A's roster as a catcher yesterday. Langelier's on the IL with an oblique injury. Sounds like he'll be out for at least a few weeks.
He's had 6 swing and misses on his sinker already today.
The ball's 1 strike on Austin Wins. A veteran now ball in the dirt. O'Hoppe kept it in front.
And when you put it in perspective, it's hard to get swing and misses on sinkers because most hitters prefer the pitches downstairs. You'll get more swing and misses on 4-seam fastballs upper part or above the strike zone, but getting that many this early on it, impressive.
1 ball 1 strike on Wins. From San Diego, went to the same high school as Tony Gwynn Jr. Fouls 1 behind home plate. 1 ball 2 strikes.
Get a little confused there with wins and wins.
Good point. He's a little younger than Tony Jr. 34-year-old catcher. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Wins. Soriano with a throw to first. Soriano entering tonight, only 3 home runs allowed in his 13 starts. He's not given up a home run since April 22nd against the Pirates. That's 8 straight starts, and it's the longest active streak in the major leagues. Cue shot foul here. The last time an Angel starter had a streak that long was Patrick Sandoval in 2022. He made it to 9 in a row, which Soriano's trying to do tonight.
It's another good slider too. He's throwing a good slider go along with his knuckle curve too tonight.
Ball 2 strikes. And that's in there at the knees. Strike 3.
Nasty sinker.
The Mets were a great story last season. You got to think the expectations are sky high. They know that they're built to win.
I love the additions.
Juan Soto to the Mets.
It's real.
This is landscape changing that changes the arc of the Mets.
Want to make a dynasty.
Really like their bullpen a lot.
The ball game is over.
It's going to take everything from everybody.
We got to stay together and we got to post up.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan, and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, live at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
for the game tonight. Going a little wailing tonight. What I want. So especially against Spence here tonight, you got to go up there. What you want, what part of the zone you want to go up in attack mode. A lot of pitches away, a lot of cutters, a lot of breakables. You go up there with what you want and do some damage.
Jorge Soler wants his 200th career home run. So he takes ball 1 from Mitch Spence. He's 1 away. Who's the singer of that?
Morgan Whalen.
That was Waller.
Getting on my accent again there, Wayne. Oh, Chicago guy get on a Philly guy's accent. Thought we were friends.
Now Chicago beat Philly tonight.
Oh, there you go.
Cubs beat the Phillies. Phillies have lost 10 of 12. They got to right the ship. 2 balls, no strikes on Soler. For those of you not in the booth, Gooby just flailed his arms like an eagle. That's what I just saw. I was in the booth with Brian Dawkins for a second. 2 balls, 1 strike on Soler, leading off here in the bottom of the 2nd against Mitch Spence. And catches the inside corner, I guess. 2-2. Andy Fletcher is the home plate umpire, the crew chief. Soler in right field, feeling healthy enough, I guess. We'll see. That groin needs to hold up for him. It's been an issue over the last month. He hooks this one to the left field corner, but foul. A big loss is Chris Taylor. I mean, he was really starting to swing the bat. Got hit on the hand, got hit on the padding, it looked like, over his batting glove, but still, as we said last night, that padding can only do so much, and still Taylor ends up with a fracture in his left hand. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Soler.
I mean, he can play so many positions extremely well, Chris Taylor. He's been a winner throughout his career. Shame, especially because he's been swinging the bat well now.
He's a veteran and he gives you good at bats, and as you said, plays a lot of positions. We don't know who would have been taken off the roster today had Taylor stayed healthy, either Scott Kingery or Matthew Lugo. But Lamont Wade was added to the roster today as well. Wade actually in the dugout there next to Taylor. He'll be an option in right field most likely. He can play first base. He's played a lot of first base in his career, but unless Shonowell gets a rare day off, Wade will get his at-bats in right field, I would imagine.
Yeah, he was out there doing a lot of work early in the outfield with Bo Porter, along with Joe Adell and Matthew Lugo.
First brothers trade in Major League history. Zach Manassian is the Giants GM. Perry Manassian for the Angels. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Soler rifles 1 foul. I'm sure Buster Posey had his hand in it too. Buster Posey now the president of baseball operations for the Giants.
Played really well. They're only a game and a half behind the Dodgers right now.
He basically said the other day that it wasn't really acceptable how they had been losing and not hitting much, and he said it's go time. They've got to try to win that division. Misses the inside corner, 3-2.
That was a pretty smart pitch by Spence after a number of secondary pitches, whether it's a cutter, curveball, slider. He ran a sinker in and almost got him to chase it, but he held up.
We'll count on Soler getting the start in right field tonight. And he rips one toward the gap in left center field, but that doesn't matter. Denzel Clark is right there, 1 out. Logan O'Hoppe had a good series against the A's in Sacramento. Was 8 for 18 with 4 home runs.
He was crushing that one at 470. Way out. Then he went about another 431. So he had over 900 feet of bombs up there in Sacramento.
Hoppe trying to get his offense going again. He has not hit much really since that series. He's 3 for his last 34, and we've often seen O'Hoppe get into these longer slumps where the chase starts to go way up and he just loses confidence at the plate.
He's going after that slider off the outside corner quite a bit from right-handed pitchers.
This ball fairly well, but right at the third baseman, Muncy. Bit of a high throw, but Kurtz handles the bag. About 6'6" over there. Nick Kurtz. 2 up, 2 down.
Becomes real interesting here with Joe Adell coming to plate, how well he hits breaking pitches. Slugging about 661 versus breaking pitches this season. 7 of his 12 home runs have been versus breaking pitches.
Dell's been rolling lately. Half of his 12 homers this year have come in the last 10 games. And he almost got hit, or I think he did get hit by that pitch. Fastball ran in from Spence. So Dell not at the plate long here as he draws a hit by a pitch.
Anytime you throw that sinker like that, drop your wrist at all, it's going to run in on a right-handed batter from a right-handed pitcher.
Dell will take his base with 2 outs. If he's active on the bases here with Luis Rengifo coming up. Dell just 2 for 2 in steal tries this year.
Yeah, seems to be running a little bit better now, though. Wins has a pretty good throwing arm. He's throwing out 30% of base stealers this season.
Luis Rengifo, the batter here, playing third base tonight. It's Mitch Spence, drafted by the Yankees and grabbed by the A's as a Rule 5 pick after the 2023 season. Last year, as rookie year, he logged 151 innings. He made 24 starts and 35 appearances overall. He did fine, a 4.58 ERA, give up 20 home runs. One thing he got to do was quit his off-season job at Target. He finally made some money playing baseball. Target was told to take a hike. Rengifo, it's a bouncer to first. Kurtz knocks it down. He's right there. And that ends the inning.
We got our hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party.
Oh my, this guy is next level. Oh my goodness.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
What a moment. This is the show that never ends.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
With authority so far. A lot of swing and misses, 6 of them already, a lot of quick outs, all 6 on that sinker so far tonight with some run, some sink action, lower third of the strike zone where he wants to be throughout the whole game. Dealing Soriano.
Max Schumann takes ball 1. Schumann getting a start at shortstop tonight with Jacob Wilson dealing with some hamstring pain. Wilson's been a pain to most opposing pitchers so far this year. Schumann, it's a chopper right to Shonowell. Will flip it to Soriano. Another sinker, another ground ball out.
Great seeing that right there. He's not overthrown it, even though the velocity's there, but he's not overthrown it.
One out, and Denzel Clark will be the batter. Soriano leads the majors with a 66% ground ball rate. So far tonight, all of his outs have been on the ground except for the strikeouts he has recorded. 3 of those, 4 ground ball outs, 7 outs total. Clark bends on a breaking ball.
Knuckle curve's been solid too.
Angels dating back to last year have won 6 in a row against the A's. They've not won 7 straight against them since 1996 and 97. The Angels had a 12-game winning streak at that point. A rough go for Mark Kotze as the A's once again return to their nomadic life. Balls and 2 strikes on Clark. That's right down the middle. Strike 3.
Wow, he got the express. Another punch out. Second looking on his sinker. That's a 99-mile-an-hour sinker. It'd be fun to throw that.
2 outs.
The 2 guys that Marcotte put at the top of the order, the 2 guys that have the most success against Soriano, and that's Butler and Rooker.
Well, the 2 best hitters without Wilson in there anyway are Butler and Rooker. Butler struck out his first time today. Butler can be streaky. His 22 doubles lead the American League this year. 1 strike. Butler grew up in Atlanta, and at the time he was in high school, he got hooked up with Marquise Grissom, former Major League All-Star. Grissom, a very good player with Montreal and Atlanta. It was a tapper foul from Butler, so Butler kind of refined his game under Marquise Grissom. Taj Bradley worked out at what Marquise Grissom called the Hill farm that he owned, and he had a facility on that farm. So the Hill boys were Taj Bradley and Michael Harris and Lawrence Butler, among others, who have since joined pro ball players. Guys like Will Benson and Chandler Simpson work out there in the offseason too, and it's kind of become a go-to spot for Atlanta ball players to go work out with Marquise Grissom and learn how to play.
He's a tremendous player, great athlete. So far in this game, Soriano, all 4 strikeouts have been on a sinker, which is a season high as far as strikeouts with a sinker.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Butler here, who struck out his first time. Foul toward the left. 2 balls, 2 strikes still on Butler. He's 24 years old. He'll be with the A's for a while, no matter where they end up. 7-year deal given to Butler going into this year.
22 doubles this season. 32 extra base hits.
It's 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Butler. Lays off that sinker. 3-2 now with Rooker on deck.
That's a pretty good take. Remember, he swung at that sinker the first time up and struck out. It was a little below the strike zone.
See what happens here on 3-2. Butler struck out in the 3-2 pitch in the first, and he hits a bouncer here towards Shonowell. Easy play, and Jose Soriano rolling through the first 3.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with in-depth breakdowns.
Perfect balance.
Boom. Interviews with the players.
Get back to the fastball. I know what that passion feels like.
And a little bit.
Keeping.
You behave properly.
Hey.
Of everything else.
Come on, Marlins.
The window seats are.
The baseball day begins with MLB Central. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
If you're not watching this show, you're the problem.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
'20th. The Angels in the outfield are here. We'll take them a City Connect tank top jersey courtesy of Discount Tire and Service Centers. Visit angels.com/promotions today. Angels won the last time the Angels in the outfield joined us.
Yes.
That was the walk-off against the Blue Jays when they were last here. So we welcome them back as Scott Kingery looks at
They helped push that baseball away from that short wall down in the corner. Yeah, clear the bases.
That's right. That's how it went down against the Blue Jays. Tonight they're back. Scott Kingery leading off here in the bottom of the third inning. Balls and 2 strikes against Mitch Spence.
And show of fastball in just enough, but most of all his pitches are away. Nice play. Kind of defense on display here last 2 days.
Oh, sized it up.
Yes.
Barehanded it and posed. Incredible. Kingery waves through that. It's strike 3. 1 out here in the third inning. Only 1 hit in this game so far. Shonowell's 1-out single in the first inning. Yesterday, Zach Neto and Nolan Shonowell both had multi-hit games and a stolen base at the top of the order. That had not happened for the Angels in 4 years. And Shohei Ohtani and David Fletcher did it against the Astros. Neto cuts through that breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Last year, Mitch Spence wore number 40. This year, he's wearing number 28 because of the arrival of Luis Severino, who has worn number 40 throughout his career. So Severino showed up, took the number. Mitch Spence was watching the press conference, said, I guess I need a new number now.
Yeah.
This way he's got my number. And Luis Severino, even though he took the number, he came bearing gifts. The ball's and a strike on Neto. It's in there, and it's 0-2. He said, what do you want? And Mitch Spence said, well, I like watches, and I have my eye on a certain Rolex. So Luis Severino said, here, it's yours. A Rolex GMT Master 2.
Wow.
It's $20K.
You're not getting mine, Wayne.
The ball, 2 strikes on Zach Neto.
I think Wins was like putting for that lane for Spence to throw that last pitch just to make sure to see if he can get Neto the chase, and Neto was able to hold up and not go after that slider there.
Neto stays alive, fouling off that curveball from Spence. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, Spence's numbers this year as a reliever were kind of whatever. So far, 2 starts, he's looked a lot better. The 1 run, 3 hits in his first start against Minnesota. So far tonight, 2 in the third innings, just 1 hit allowed.
Left-handed batters a little more success than right-handed batters against him.
The lefties have an .888 OPS. We'll see Shonowell bat next. Neto dumps one to right for a base hit. Neto's on with 1 out. Nolan Shonowell has been an A's killer. So Kia player profile shows Shonowell's A against the A's.
19 games, batting average just under 400 with 4 home runs too. An on-base percentage of .486 and slugging .655. It's going to get real interesting here with Neto at first base. Mentioned Spence is pretty quick to the plate. Wins has a very good throwing arm behind the dish. Started and stopped.
Neto, the team leader in stolen bases with 11, and has 11 doubles and 10 home runs as well.
He's looking directly into the sun too as he tries to get his lead.
Shonowell hooks one toward the right. Butler's right there. 2 outs with Neto still at first, and now Mike Trout will be the batter. Over the weekend, Trout has the most home runs against the Seattle Mariners. Well, he's closing in on the most home runs against the California version of the A's between Oakland and now Sacramento. Trout has hit 42 home runs against the A's since they moved from Kansas City to California. That's the second most home runs. Rafael Palmeiro and Alex Rodriguez are tied for first with 43, and Trout now 42. 1 from tying that record as he takes ball 1. And there they are. Adrian Beltre has been surpassed by Trout. There goes Neto. Throw down to second base. A good one, and it is in time. Austin Wynns gets Neto by plenty. Trout will lead off the bottom of the fourth in this game right now, scoreless.
This is a guy who has MVP type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera.
Can do it anywhere on the field.
He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Morris at the front of the rotation.
And the guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
Crafty mac and mash for specialty bowls. Now with your choice of a mac and cheese base or a baked potato base. Choose your topping with tri-tip, pork belly, beef brisket, and chicken. And for the vegetarians of the world, like Gooby is right now,
yes.
Buffalo cauliflower.
Yes, this is.
Give it a whirl. I want to see that.
Fantastic.
It is good. I've had that before. It actually is very good. Buffalo cauliflower.
I went double up on it too.
Got that one. I've got this sour cream lathered baked potato with the tri-tip.
Yes.
I'm gonna just
this is
push
good.
all this sour cream to the side first. Can I do that?
Yes.
On camera? There it is. I found the potato.
There you go.
And that's good.
What are you, Pac-Man?
I'm gonna play Pac-Man later too. Out in center field. They still have that?
Yes. Yes, I'm going to have one right here.
Please. Run if I dig into your Buffalo cauliflower. I do like this one.
Oh, yes. It's fantastic.
Cauliflower. Don't say something.
Great play. Renifo. 5-3. Another ground ball out for Soriano. Retired Rooker now twice now on ground ball outs.
Yeah, Rooker's 0 for 2.
That is pretty good, by the way.
That's great. A regular go-to in this place for me. Crafty, mac, and mash. They're in sections 114 and 237 here at Angel Stadium.
Nice.
Tri-tip's good.
You know me, I love baked potatoes too. I'm just going to start ripping apart that baked potato.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Soderstrom, who bounced out his first time. Texas Rangers have 16 runs tonight. They're all over Minnesota, 16-4. Swing and a miss. Soderstrom strikes out. That is 5 strikeouts now for Soriano.
And another strikeout and a swing and miss on his sinker at 99. It's free and easy in this delivery, staying on top of the baseball and staying below the zone with 99.
It's 2 strikeouts looking tonight. That's something that he doesn't get a lot of. He's only had 1 in his last 6 starts entering today. Here's Kurtz. That's a big swing.
He doesn't get cheated. I don't know if I would challenge him in a long drive contest at a golf course either, the way he swings.
Probably not a good idea. He's a big boy at the plate for the A's. Kurtz 6'5", 240. from Lancaster, PA. He went to high school in Chattanooga, and then Wake Forest. He was the number 4 overall pick last year out of Wake Forest. Hit 61 home runs in college ball, playing in 164 collegiate games.
Another swing and miss on a sinker. 8 tonight. Season high.
0-2 now on Kurtz. Fouled that one off his foot. You feel like that's going to come for some of these A's batters tonight with a guy throwing this sinker at 99 miles an hour.
Love this. The under control delivery so far for Soriano. Oh, right on the instep.
No balls and 2 strikes on Kurtz. We will wait for Kurtz to feel better as we drive with Hyundai.
Charge up to 178 miles in just 15 minutes. How it should be.
Where Christian Moore has hit a home run for AAA Salt Lake tonight. He continues to swing the bat very well down there. No balls, 2 strikes on Kurtz. Moore, the #1 position player prospect for the Angels. Was also drafted last year, not too far after Kurtz was. Angels had a top 10 pick last year, and they're in the top 3 this year. #2 overall they'll have in next month's draft. Should be an interesting player they end up with. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the curve. Jose Soriano has been electric so far tonight.
There's a unicorn in Hollywood.
The lineup we know is incredibly deep, but that starting rotation is unlike anything I can remember.
I got them running the National League.
I think this is the first of like 4 or 5 straight world championships.
This is just an incredible wealth of riches.
He's in a world of his own. Strike 3 swinging. It's a dozen strikeouts for Tyler Glasnow.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
Get ready, it's Golic and Golic featuring Mike Golic Sr. and Mike Golic Jr. airing on FanDuel Sports Network all week long. Starting at noon, they're bringing the heat with bold takes, big personalities, and some of the biggest names in sports. Don't miss the action weekdays at 12 p.m. only on FanDuel Sports Network. Here's Mike Trout.
He had not faced him yet in his career. That first at bat got him to chase his slider, see if he could remember what pitches he was throwing, see if he could lock back in against the guy he hasn't faced a whole lot. Trout does adjust very quickly to a pitcher he's never faced before.
Ball 2. It's surprising that Trout until yesterday had not faced the A's since 2023. He did not face them once last year. A lot of their matchups were in the middle of the season, as we talked about. From June to July, they played all of their series against one another. That's why Trout, who did not appear in a game after the beginning of May, did not face the A's at all last year, and not really since the first half of 2023 either. He missed most of the second half that year.
I think he'd like that pitch again in that zone.
Went a little bit toward the outer edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Trout.
I still think your objective is right center field approach against him if you're a right-handed batter. A lot of room in right center, although Clark's out there, so I guess there's no room anywhere, really.
And hit it up into the trees, I think.
Yes.
Which Trout certainly can. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there's a fly ball, left center field. Clark goes back for it, has some space, and makes the catch right in front of the wall. Trout got it off near the end just a bit, and he flies out 1 away. Better down Taylor Ward, who has improved on his connection in the strike zone this season.
Yeah, you see those numbers, it's jumping up. That slugging percentage, it's 626. Contact percentage also.
He talks about the consistency of his swing path, allowing him to be able to hit those strikes more often.
Well, that was one right there, right in the middle of the plate.
He talks about how that if he catches a ball late, he feels like he can hit it to right field if his swing is right. If he catches the ball early, he can drill it toward the left field corner. He believes in that swing, being allowed to connect with the baseball in various points if it's right. A little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ward. Ball 2 strikes now on Taylor. Fly to right field his first time. Angels have 2 hits. The A's don't have any. Well, the A's didn't get their first hit of last night's game until the 5th inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Ward. As Yusei Kikuchi, who was strong yesterday, Jose Soriano has been so far tonight.
He had a smile on his face today. That was an incredible performance last night. He was already working and preparing for his next start.
2-2. Ward fouls that one away. What was your in between like?
Yeah, that very next day, I mean, I really put a lot of work. I did a lot of running, long distance running, sprint work, a lot of leg lifting, and then eventually played some catch just to get that arm moving, and then upper body work. So a lot of work that next day after I pitched.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Taylor Ward. It's just off the outside corner, 3-2. Did you vary it up, or did you kind of have one routine your whole career?
Pretty much that whole time, because I learned that from Nolan Ryan in a conversation how important that day after. Then, you know, the next day after that, it was a bullpen session, so a little bit less as far as lifting wise, but not running wise.
3-2, and a pop up to center toward Denzel Clark. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th. The Home Depot's getting it done, and it was Yusei Kikuchi doing so last night.
He's excellent. You look at his numbers, 1.05 ERA at home. Only 1 walk, too. That was the most important thing. 1 hit allowed, 0 runs. Tied the first 13 batters, which was a career high. He had everything working. His velo was 96. His curveball, I thought, was a difference maker for him.
Soler with a big swing, and it's 0-1. Kikuchi really attacking the strike zone in a big way last night. He's able to get through 7 1/3 innings in yesterday's game, allowing just 1 hit. So you look at the Angels starting pitching in this series, 11 1/3 innings, 1 hit between Kikuchi last night and Soriano so far today.
The difference between the starting pitchers tonight, Spence already with 5 fly ball outs. Nothing in the air against Soriano yet.
Soler lined out to center field his last time, hit the ball pretty well. 2 balls and a strike here on Jorge Soler, who has 8 home runs this year. His next would give him 200 lifetime. Be just the 7th Cuban-born player to reach that number, including a former Angel and Kendrys Morales. All 3 to Soler. The other is Rafael Palmeiro, Jose Canseco, Tony Perez, Jose Abreu, Tony Oliva, and the aforementioned Morales. Check swing, a strike, 3-2. That would have been ball 4.
He definitely went after that one. He anticipated, especially because the fastball to pitch before off the plate in. It was cutter, which he throws about 50% of the time. He throws a cutter.
3 balls, 2 strikes here on Soler. Swing and a miss on a slider ends the inning. 1-2-3 for Spence.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs are going to win today.
This is their chance to have another run. This is their time.
This is the Cubs division to lose this year.
They need to be singing the song quite a bit this year.
That's hammered. Kyle Tucker, welcome to the Cubs. Gone! Dansby swats it.
He's one of the most talented ball players.
Pete Crow Armstrong, what a stud.
Showed it Imanaga. It's about falling in love with him.
Seiya Suzuki with a grand slam.
And this is when you put the pedal to the metal.
I think we got a really good team.
The roar is back in Motown.
Right now in Major League Baseball, we have a new Tiger King. Tarek Skubal owns this mound.
Look at him walking off the mound. This guy's a nightmare.
This kid's special, doing it all.
Riley Green saves the day.
Does everything on the field, plays great defense, can steal bags.
He's a monster.
If I'm on time, I know my swing is going to be in the best spot possible for me to hit the ball.
Riley Green tears into another one.
That's the Tigers, baby.
Boy, that sinker has been nasty so far for Jose Soriano. He's touched 100 miles per hour. Running action. He's thrown enough knuckle curves and sliders to make them aware of that, but that sinker has been devastating so far tonight.
30 sinkers, 21 for strikes from Soriano so far tonight. Max Muncy struck out his first time. Swings over top of that sinker here, and it's 0-1. Yusei Kikuchi did not give up a hit last night until Muncy had one in the 5th inning. It's Muncy leading off the 5th here, with the A's still looking for their first hit tonight. He's behind 0-2.
I love that slider. That, for me, is the pitch. If he gets working against right batters, that'll neutralize him. Look, even this year and last year, the right-handed batters had a little more success against Soriano. With that stuff he has, that shouldn't be the case. Slider needed.
0-2 on Muncy. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Another sinker, swing and miss, another punch out on a sinker. 6 of them.
7 overall and 3 in a row. 1 out here in the 5th.
On top, sink and run. And 99.
Last time the Angels had 2 pitchers take a no-hitter into the 5th inning in back-to-back games against the same opponent. You have to go back to May of 2006 in Toronto when John Lackey and Jeff Weaver did it.
They were close buddies too.
Strike 1 to Luis Urias, who is the only base runner for the A's so far tonight. He walked back in the 2nd inning.
I think both of those guys could play power forwards in the NBA too, as tall as they were.
1 ball, 1 strike. Lackey always sweating and swearing and
and so was Weaver. Loved it. Those two guys were about as competitive as a human beings you could ever see on the mound.
Breaking ball finds the zone. Soriano is in command so far tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Urias. Catcher Austin Wins on deck. Angels trying to win this homestand. Right now 3-1 with 2 games to go tonight and tomorrow afternoon. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Late swing and a foul. Urias stayed alive.
Pretty consistent, 99 with his sinker.
He's at 60 pitches right now, and the big thing for him is that 40 have been strikes. Just the 1 walk to go with his 7 strikeouts tonight. 2nd most in a game this year. Urias had to duck out of the way.
It's 2 sliders in the sequence. He's got underneath the baseball and running up and in.
Soriano had 9 strikeouts in the home opener against Cleveland. That's his season high. He's 2 away from that here this evening. It's also his career high.
He just goes right back and challenges him with the sinker.
Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The 8th strikeout for Soriano comes on the curve.
Yeah, he dropped that knuckle curve. He's got that working really good. His slider, except for those 2 he threw in that sequence against Urias, were a little bit out of the zone, but that knuckle curve was nasty. Look at that spin on that.
So now it's Austin Wynns who struck out looking his first time. Soriano with 4 straight strikeouts, 8 now in the game. All 1 to Wynns, just 1 shy of his career high 9 that he had in the home opener against the Guardians. Soriano gave up 2 home runs in that game to Jose Ramirez, which kind of spoiled the night for Soriano. He's only allowed 1 home run since then. 1 ball, 1 strike on Wynns.
And that Jose Ramirez guy is pretty good. He's a keeper.
Yes. Hall of Fame track. Indeed, Jose Ramirez ended up hitting 3 home runs in that game. We hit 1 later in the 9th inning as well.
Another good sinker, Soriano.
Got Wynns set up. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's got a couple other options besides the sinker. He can go to his knuckle curve even.
See what he does on 1 and 2. Overthrew that slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's one of the few times you see that delivery's falling towards the first baseman, Nolan Shonewell. He's been under control with his body.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 100 miles an hour. And Jose Soriano strikes out the side. He has tied his career high with 9 strikeouts tonight.
It's all about the Benjamin in the end. 100-mile-an-hour cheese.
I'm Jesse's uncertainty, and I really thought house projects were my time to shine. You sure? He gets stuck before he even got started. But Jesse's changed because of Thumbtack. With their guides, he knows exactly what to do and who to hire, and his house is looking great. Where does that leave me?
Uncertainty doesn't live here. You do. Take care of your home with Thumbtack. Download the app today.
This is a guy who has MVP type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera. He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
As Father's Day gift dad, the ultimate Angel Stadium experience. Play catch in the outfield, take swings in the batting cages, enjoy behind-the-scenes stadium tour. You'll enjoy food and beverage in the Lexus Diamond Club and have a chance to meet Angels alumni. Visit angels.com/dadsday to secure your ticket today.
It's a hanging slider first pitch, so after you take a pitch like that, you have a chance to see Logan O'Hoppe maybe go out of the zone now.
Back in the zone, but he popped it up. On away here in the 5th. Our Blue Moon bright spot, Joe Adell's Red Hot June.
Hitting the fastball, hitting the slider, hitting the curveball. 6 home runs in June. It's one behind Pete Alonso. What a season he's having for the Mets. Joe Adell's locked in right now.
Mets had a comeback win against Washington tonight, 5-4. It was Pete Alonso had the game-tying hit in that game. His 62nd RBI, leads the National League.
62 RBIs. That's incredible.
Ball, one strike on Adele. 62 RBIs, leads the majors by 4 over Aaron Judge,
who homered today.
24th home run. He hit it to the Royals Hall of Fame. He was trying to find your plaque inside of it.
That's not right.
Trying to knock you off the wall. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Joe Adele, who was hit by a pitch earlier. Angels have 2 hits. The A's have none. No runs have been scored so far in this game. Mitch Spence pitching well against Soriano tonight.
He's mixing all his pitches. The Halos have had a tougher time when you have a pitcher that has 3 or 4 pitch mix this season.
Adele fights one off. Oh, Blue Moon bright spot leads us to Blue Moon Odom, an A's legend who was on their World Series teams in the early 70s.
That's pretty good postseason numbers, don't you think?
I would say so.
Yes. Always a great conversation with him. This smile on his face all the time.
The ball's stroked over to the right field corner foul. One of the more colorfully named players in baseball history. Literally, Blue Moon Odom. And is on the outside corner for strike 3. So
nasty cutter.
Mitch Spence continues to roll right alongside Soriano tonight. 4th strikeout for Spence. 2 outs, and we'll hear from Jack in the Box.
We killed it with your new Munchie Meal, T-Pain.
Pretty much, Jack.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
T-Pain making a cameo in that little bit of ad there.
Spence has been pretty efficient himself with the pitch count tonight. This next pitch will be number 70.
No, that guy wasn't talking about Blue Moon Odom.
No, I don't think so.
Ranico flips him into left field and has a base hit.
I tried to cover that up.
2 out, base hit. Blue Moon Odom only gave up 100 home runs in his career in 1,500 innings. It's almost nothing. A half a home run per 9 innings in his career. He's on the A's when they transitioned from Kansas City to Oakland. And all those successful teams in the early 70s, winning 3 straight World Series. Scott Kingery, the batter, struck out his first time.
Is that your pass list today, Wayne?
One ball, 1 strike on Kingery, playing second base tonight. Struck out his first time. I figured we would see a lot more Chris Taylor at second base, but it's not going to come to fruition now for a while with Taylor on the injured list due to that fracture in his left hand. And once Moncada comes back, Ranico can go back to second base. But they do have their number 1 prospect as a second baseman, and he's hitting the ball really well at AAA. So
rushing the ball.
I don't know what the plan is for Christian Moore, but he is not here yet. There's no sign that he's going to be here all that soon.
They're still playing really deep out in right field against Kingery. Punch that ball that way. Go first to third to give Neto a chance. Hit them a base hit his last at bat. Got robbed of a base hit his first at bat.
2 outs with Ranico at first base. Kingery lays off that one, 2-2. Kingery, kind of a guy who really got himself going at a later age, kind of a late bloomer, was a walk-on in college, and that's when he got himself on scouts' radars. Ended up being a second-round pick out of Arizona. So one hopper to third. It's Max Muncy who will chuck it across. High throw, but Kurtz holds the bag. And that ends the inning.
Right this second, at some pool party somewhere, someone really wants a soda.
Could really go for a...
But that same someone's stuck between like way too much syrup. And what is that, diet water? What if there were a better soda?
Ladies.
Oh, hey, girl.
Stop spiraling. Get a poppy.
Ah, duh. A soda with 5 grams of sugar? Iconic. I'm dancing too. You can't see me. You just have to take my word for it.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil, the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis, but Sparks dissolve under the tongue. Dissolvables work faster than old-school pills. Plus, tadalafil, the active ingredient in Cialis, stays in your system for long-lasting results. Faster acting and long-lasting? We got you. See if Sparks are right for you at ro.co/sparks.
Let's take a look at our StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. The strikeout 7 on a sinker, 2 with his knuckle curve, 9 tying a season career high 9 punch-outs, and this fastball has been 100 to 99 throughout. With that sinker action, knuckle curve has been special also.
No hits and 9 strikeouts for Soriano in the first 5 innings. Only happened a few times in the last 50 years for the Angels. That is ball 1. A little close to the corner.
Strike.
Max Schumann leading things off here in the 6th inning. Reed Detmers against Minnesota did it a couple of years ago. Shohei did it twice, and Nolan Ryan 4 times. Getting this far along with no hits allowed and 9 strikeouts. An Angels starter in the last 50 years. A good effort so far from Soriano. He's got to stay in the strike zone here. 2-0 on Schumann. Guys behind him 3-0. This is where things can get away quickly if the base on balls start to creep up.
That first pitch was definitely a strike, and then the last one way out of the zone, the knuckle curve.
And 3-0 now as Soriano gets back in the zone there. Angels have not scored, so Soriano's going to have to continue to do what he can to keep the A's off the board. Mitch Spence has been really good tonight too. And that hit Schumann, so leadoff man on. Schumann reaches it. That was just ball 4. We told you about this last night. It was a 20-inning 1-0 game. An all-time mound duel between the Angels and the A's. Rudy May and Vida Blue. Each pitcher worked into extra innings. Blue had 11 innings, 17 strikeouts. May struck out 13 in 12 innings. Raleigh Fingers even pitched 7 innings out of the bullpen in that game.
That's unreal.
For first.
That's a good play by Shawnuel. Squaring around. You take that out right now.
There's a strike on the breaking ball. You know, Tony Canigliaro played in that game too for the Angels and was 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts, and he effectively retired after that game. And all kinds of issues coming back after he was derailed with that eye injury. 2 balls and a strike now on the number 9 batter, Clark, just trying to give up an out here.
Yeah, you just take that out. Sometimes when you see a batter square around the bunt, for whatever reason, it affects a pitcher and doesn't throw a strike. I don't know if they're going to ask them to bunt here now, though. 2-1 count.
Denzel Clark at the plate with Schumann at first, and Soriano throws over.
Schumann can run. He's got good speed. 3 stolen bases, been caught once. Good speed at the plate also.
Leadoff walk in a scoreless game here in the 6th inning. Clark struck out his first time. Shows bunt, bunts it foul behind home plate. It's now 2-2. I think the bunt will be off.
I imagine it'd be real comfortable bunting against Soriano too. When you got a moving fastball, 99 miles an hour, you got a knuckle curve, a slider. It's not real comfortable asking to bunt on that guy.
2-2. It's fouled at home plate. Clark got a piece of it to stay alive. Soriano has never had a 10 strikeout game in the major leagues. Potentially 1 pitch away from his first here tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Clark. That's ball 3. You don't want to walk this guy because he has not hit much and he has extremely good speed.
You got to believe they're on the move here now. You have a chance to strike him out, throw him out though.
Schumann the runner at first base at the top of the order. The big A's hitters are coming up, Butler and Rooker. Schumann about to take off. It looks like he's not. And that's strike 3, the 10th strikeout for Jose Soriano, a new career high.
And he dropped a knuckle curve, a 3-2 knuckle curve. Gutsy pitch. Perfect spot. Great spin on that one.
One out and a big pitch there with Schumann already aboard. Now it's Butler 0 for 2 tonight. Ball 1 from Soriano. 10 strikeouts for the first time in his career. Outstanding performance from Soriano coming off the back of Yusei Kikuchi, who was also extremely good yesterday. Wave and a miss by Butler.
Knuckle curve has been as special as his sinker tonight.
First 2 times through the order, no hits allowed. Now the 3rd time around, and it's Lawrence Butler. Capable bat at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's on the corner right at the knees for strike 2.
Yeah, that touched the spot. That's a nasty pitch.
Butler says that's not fair. Stepped out of the box. I don't know that he was granted time though. And now he calls for time right as the pitch timer was about to bang him for strike 3.
I think we've seen that before.
Huh. He's lucky it was Andy Fletcher, I believe, the last time we did see it behind the plate. He's the umpire again here tonight.
Moncada, right?
Yep. He did grant Butler time there. And Butler slaps one to the left field corner. That is a foul ball.
Extremely close. Hanging slider on the back part of the plate. Just foul.
Mentioned it earlier, Butler tied for the major league lead in doubles with Bobby Witt Jr. They each have 22. 1 ball, 2 strikes with Schumann at first. 1 out. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout, number 11.
And another sinker strikeout. This is when he's got to be super focused right now with Rooker coming to plate. He's a guy that swings at the first pitch a lot and a lot of power. That was nasty. Nasty sinker.
The last 7 outs for Soriano have all been strikeouts.
Rooker is extremely aggressive on the first pitch.
He was there, but he missed it. 0-1. Rooker is the only member of the A's, along with Max Schumann, that has not struck out tonight. Everybody else has punched out at least once. Schumann's at first. He drew a walk to start this inning. Rooker tacks one toward the gap. Joe Adell's after it. Racing back. He dives and he can't reach it. It one hops off the wall. It stays in play. And the A's take a 1-0 lead.
Ball was hit hard, 108.7. Slider that kind of backed up right down the heart of the plate.
An unfortunate bounce, too, because it looked like that ball was going to bounce over the wall. Instead, it skipped up off the top of the wall and stayed in play, which allowed the runner from first, Schumann, to score. It's the first hit for the A's tonight. 5 2/3 innings for Soriano without giving up a hit. To go with 11 strikeouts, and the first hit is an RBI double with 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
That's a good visit, too, by Ohapi. After you give up your no-hitter like that, you have a tendency of a little bit of a letdown, so it gets him real back and focused in again.
Ball was shot by Rooker. 108 off the bat. Every out recorded for Soriano tonight has been either a ground out or a strikeout. We've seen really nothing hit in the air tonight. That was the first ball hit into play in the air by a member of the A's.
And as an outfielder, you haven't even moved out there.
So Rooker has put the A's on top. Soderstrom now the batter with Rooker at second base. The leadoff walk comes back to bite as well. There's a strike. Soriano gets back in the zone.
That's the way he was throwing. You just felt something special was going to happen the way he was going. Now pitch count might have came into play, but his stuff is electric.
Carried a no-hitter into this 6th inning. He's just trying to fight through it to keep the Angels close here. Only down 1-0. They've got to get their offense going. See these games sometimes. The Angels stop hitting. Scored 7 runs last night. Bouncing ball for Kingery. Jose Soriano loses his no-hitter and the shutout. He has been otherwise outstanding with a career-high 11 strikeouts.
This is a guy who has MVP-type potential.
Luis Robert is one of the most talented players in the league.
Great nickname, La Pantera. He has the potential to be a 30-30 guy that can knock in 95 to 100 runs.
As a fan of the game, there's nobody I enjoy watching in center field than Mr. Luis Robert.
This is Fubo. It's a better way to watch ESPN and other top sports networks. Plus, get coverage of your local teams all year long. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Ooh, that's a lovely view. What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
Munch more in the new T-Pain Munchie Meal. Jose Soriano has struck out in 11. He's allowed 1 hit with an RBI double to Brent Rooker. Now it's 1-0 A's as they go to their bullpen, a beleaguered bullpen at that. And it's Michael Kelly who has entered the ball game. Just freshly back into the major leagues, his 3rd appearance this year. This ball's hit well to the right field corner by Zach Neto. It's Butler chasing over near the wall. It is off the base of the fence. Neto's on his way to second, leadoff double.
Good swing there going the other way, too. The sweeper. Kelly, fastball, pretty firm. He's 93-97 and a slider sweeper. Good start for the Halos here. Went down and got that. That was just a really good swing. That wasn't a bad pitch. That's right on the outside corner at the knees.
Angels trying to get it started here with Neto in scoring position. Mitch Spence in 5 innings in his last start, only asked to go 5 again tonight. Arcatse pulls the plug and goes to a bullpen that has been rotten. And their bullpen ERA is over 6 this year. It's the worst bullpen ERA in the major leagues, and it's been even worse than that over the last month. Go back to May 9th, and the A's bullpen ERA is 7.33.
Very least, you want to pull something to that right side of the infield for Shonowell. And he's staying away, which makes it more difficult to do so. First pitch slider, second pitch sweeper.
Ball 1 strike on Kelly, 32 years old. He got to the major leagues with the Phillies in 2022 briefly. Last year was pretty good for the A's, had a 2.59 ERA. Well, then he got suspended. He was suspended for a full year for violating the league's gambling policies. He gambled roughly $100 on baseball games in the playoffs in 2021. And he was found, and he was kicked out of baseball for a full year because of it. He didn't bet on any games involving his own team, anything of that nature, so it was the lesser offense of 1 year suspension.
Good swing there for Shonowell.
Ball 2 strikes. Sam Blum writing about Kelly and his comeback in the Athletic today. Shonowell has handled the Athletics 8 for 17 so far this year. He has 1 hit tonight. Neto has 2, and he's at second base. Shonowell trying to push him over to third, fouled it off. Brent Rooker with an RBI double in the 6th inning broke Jose Soriano's no-hit bid and gave the A's the lead, broke the tie. Another foul, still 1-2. Rooker's actually broken up an even longer Angels no-hit bid in the past. Back when he was with Minnesota in July of 2021, he ended Patrick Sandoval's no-hit bid in the 9th inning of a game at Target Field.
I remember that one too. Sandoval had electric stuff like Soriano has tonight.
Shonowell almost got hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trout is on deck.
He throws a slider here. See if he can get one in the zone here now. Shonowell.
8th pitch of the at bat. He takes ball 3.
That was a great take. He backdoored it too. That's an incredible take. Fletcher kind of flinched behind the plate there at home plate umpire.
It was a close one. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Nolan Shonowell. Trout is next. Angels trying to get on the board. Shonowell stays alive. Another foul.
He's almost automatic 3-2 counts lately. That's why you see that on base percentage so high.
A 9-pitch at bat. This will be number 10. Another foul on the ground to the right side. Washington said generally he'd like to see his players be a little bit more aggressive with 2 strikes, especially in the shadows of the zone. He says he doesn't want them to leave it up to the umpire. Foul a pitch off and stay alive. Wait for the next one. Shonowell providing a good example of that here. And he takes ball 4. It's an excellent at bat.
Yeah, that was a pretty tough pitch too. That could have been called a strike. 97. He wasn't looking for a fastball there because you had Wins kind of reaching back there, but that was definitely touching the strike zone. Got a break.
Now first and second, nobody out. Mike Trout will be the batter. Trout has struck out and flied out tonight. First real action on the bases here. Angels have had some base runners, but they've never had 2 on at a time tonight, and they've not had a man in scoring position in this game until this inning. Neto led off with a double. He's at second base. Shonowell with a walk at first. Talk about the protection in the lineup, having Trout behind those 2. Well, they're on, and the table is set.
Both have been on twice tonight.
Now it is Trout in a big spot here in the 6th. Hanger right over the middle of the plate.
Well, you talk about getting away with the pitch there. That was a sweeper that stayed in the heart of the dish.
Not let one go by that he could have crushed. Takes that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But like Soriano, Trout has a tremendous eye. Knows the strike zone, knows his hot zone.
Bounce toward third. Muncy waits for it, steps on the bag, and fires across for a double play.
That's a real nice play by Muncy. The awareness to step on the bag and a strong throw across the diamond.
Soriano advances to second on the play. Max Muncy with a really good play along the line over the bag at third, turning a 5-3 double play. Two outs now. Taylor Ward at the plate. Ward has been a master of the go-ahead home run this year. Half of his 18 home runs have given the Angels the lead. If he hits one here, he would do it again.
Let's take that base hit to tie it up. Pretty good arm, especially in center and right.
Ward has annihilated the A's so far this year. He has 9 hits, 6 extra base hits. 2 balls, no strikes. The count in his favor with Soler on deck. Angels trying to get on the board here and get one back after the A's took the lead with their first hit of the game. In the top of the 6th inning, the double by Rooker.
Curious to see if they're going to go after Ward here.
Three and one.
Good pitch to drive here now for Taylor Ward.
He's nowhere near ball 4.
He was kind of pitching around with an open base.
Yeah, it seemed like it, and after that mound visit especially. Seemed like the plan was to be careful with Ward, and now it's Jorge Soler. See if he can make them pay. 20 pitch inning here for Michael Kelly. Soler 0 for 2. He looks at ball 1.
That was a pretty good pitch. Soler this season with 4 home runs versus breaking pitches. He's going to see a number of them. Slugging at .378.
2 walks and a double in this inning. No runs. A double play from Trout. Get into the rally. And still a chance here with 2 down. Popped up. Urias is out. Butler is in. Butler's calling and has it. Angels squander a chance in the 6th.
Turn on baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning. Experience live baseball in a whole new way with up to 4 games on a single screen.
He is on fire.
MLB Big Inning every game night on MLB.tv.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness! What a play!
An absolute beast unleashed.
You are unbelievable.
Racking up
them up, all I do is win. Spot that hashtag like a boss, yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing and never miss it back, enjoy the show.
We live the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeVar on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Taking a no-hitter into the ninth inning in Minnesota was Brent Rooker, who ended up breaking that no-hit bid up. An inside-out swing, and he found some paydirt down the right field line. Tonight, Rooker hit the ball a little more squarely against Jose Soriano and lined an RBI double to end Soriano's no-hit bid in the sixth inning. More importantly, he gave the A's the lead. Broke a scoreless tie, and now Nick Kurtz leads off the seventh, taking ball one.
Bullpen action going now for the Halos. Big first batter here for Soriano. You thought maybe you were going to be able to get a tie or take the lead.
2 on, nobody out with 3, 4, and 5 in your order coming up. Trout's double play was a rally killer. Ball 2 strikes on Kurtz. Rooker said not tonight to Jose Soriano. One and 2 on Kurtz. It's way off the plate. Soriano has 11 strikeouts, a new career high established for him. Reed Detmers had a couple of 12 strikeout games last year. Soriano trying to get to a dozen right here. Kurtz hits it hard out to left center. It's Taylor Ward chasing back. He'll be near the wall, and one hops the fence out there. Kurtz doubles the other way. And the A's have their leadoff man in scoring position here in the seventh inning.
Yeah, we saw that power the other way up in Sacramento. That's a pretty good swing going the other way on a pretty good knuckle curve. It was down and away, and he stayed on it.
Here's Max Muncy, who has struck out twice tonight. Shows bunt, takes ball 1, throw behind the runner at second, chases back Kurtz. The teams in the division tonight, as the 2 teams ahead of the Angels not faring very well. The Astros lost at home to the White Sox 4-2, and the Mariners are trailing in Arizona tonight 4-1.
Still surprised here squaring around the bunt as hard as he's hit the ball so far in the series. Muncy.
2 strikeouts tonight for Muncy. He misses the bunt.
And you can tell that's somebody who hasn't bunted a whole lot. This is the way he went after that bunt.
Padres are all over the Dodgers tonight, 5-0 in San Diego. Will Smith enjoying the June night off tonight. Fouled by Muncy. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Some energy down in that ballpark down at Petco when those 2 teams play.
First matchup this year after their heated NLDS matchup last October, which the Dodgers won in games 4 and 5, coming back from a 2-1 deficit.
Could really use a punch out right now. Soriano keep that runner at second.
And there it is, number 12.
That was another nasty single. Wow.
Third time Muncy has struck out tonight.
And that starts about knee high, and then it's down in the lower below the strike zone at 98. That's the 100th pitch of the game, and it's still 98.
A couple days ago, we saw George Kirby rack up 14 strikeouts in this ballpark against the Angels. Tonight, Jose Soriano has put up a dozen. Now Luis Urias, who struck out his last time, stands in here. 1-0 A's in the 7th. Strike one from Soriano.
Well, his stuff has been nasty, so we call that the dirty dozen.
His career high in pitches thrown. We saw it in San Diego earlier this year, 107. Andy Fletcher now with some words toward Mark Kotsay.
That pitch was definitely in the strike zone there. Although his last half inning, Kelly got squeezed on a couple pitches, should have been called a strike. So Marcotte is trying to protect his guys.
Ball's in a strike on Urias. I've seen a lot of that from Ron Washington this year. He says the reason for it is that he wants his players to not be relying on the umpires. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. The umpires are going to get it right most of the time. And when they're not right, well, he said it's up to the batters to really be able to defend themselves up there at the plate, fight off pitches that are close, and not give the umpires an opportunity to make those calls against you. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Urias. Bounce to third. Rengifo will hold the runner and throw it across for the out.
Nice job of coming in on that baseball, not letting that next hop in a difficult play.
2 outs, and Ron Washington now heads to the mound with Austin Wynns due up. We'll see if this is one of those late mound visits from Wash where he just tries to see if his in him. More times than not, Wash will leave his guy in the game after this type of visit with 2 outs in an inning. Hunter Strickland ready to go, but it will stay Soriano here to face Wynns. Big moment here for Soriano with 2 outs and a man on second. Leadoff double from Kurtz. Struck out Muncy, got Urias to ground out. Now Austin Wynns.
Still 98.
A lot of swings and misses too. $13 on this. 21 in the game. Ball 1 strike. Sean Manaea 4 years ago was the last pitcher to get this many swings and misses. Ball 1 strike. 2-1 on Wynns with Schumann on deck. This will likely be the last hitter for Soriano. Finish 7 innings. This next pitch will be a new career high in innings in pitches thrown in a game. It's 3 balls and a strike on Wynns.
Pretty good job of taking that knuckle curve there.
One nothing here in the 7th. Jose Soriano has dazzled tonight. He has not got any run support. He's trying to keep it a 1-0 game. It's 3 balls and a strike on Austin Wynns. That's right in there, 3-2.
Take it all the way, 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
What do you want to see him throw here?
You know what? I love his knuckle curve here.
Love to see the fans get on their feet here to see if we can get him through this inning too. It's a big pitch.
Full count, 3-2 on Austin Wynns. Bouncing ball over the mound near second. Kingree's got it. Flip to first. Ends a great night from Jose Soriano. What a performance.
Outstanding.
This guy is the entire package.
Struck him out. My goodness.
He has a weapon for every hitter.
Good luck. 99.
And what I like most about him, he pitches with an attitude.
They're still on their feet for Paul Skeens.
Everyone wants to watch this guy.
Must-see TV for me.
6'7", top 5 exit velo, #1 arm in the sport.
There's a cruise missile. More fireworks.
He can go out there to center field, relax, and I think this is a 30-30 guy this season.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I just go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Performance, 12 strikeouts tonight, a new career high by 3. Allowed a run on 2 hits in 7 innings. He has done everything he could to help the Angels win tonight. Now they've got to help him and score some runs.
His stuff was so electric. There wasn't one out recorded in the outfield.
Only 2 balls into the outfield were on the 2 doubles the A's had against Soriano. 21 outs, 12 strikeouts, and 9 ground ball outs. It's about as good as we've seen Soriano, and that was kind of the elevating performance we thought we would see a lot of this year, and we still can. There's a base hit, maybe. Nope, it's caught by Urias. It was off the end of the bat, didn't just carry very well as Urias backed up into the outfield and made the catch on Ohapi. 1 out.
Yeah, right off the end of the bat, just hoping it was just going to fall in nicely.
Just floated right back to the second baseman. So the Angels trying to figure out a way to score here against a team that has the highest ERA in all of baseball. Mitch Spence, 5 innings. Now Michael Kelly in his 2nd.
Joe Adell's got the power to tie it up.
1-2. Last night, Yusei Kikuchi, 7 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs. Tonight, Soriano, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. Back-to-back great efforts. Soriano going 7 innings without a fly ball out for the 2nd time this year.
Put it in perspective what he is in his career against the Athletics and at home. This is a dominant performance.
Adell held his swing, ball 1. Last time the Angels had back-to-back starters go 7 innings giving up 2 or fewer hits was the aforementioned John Lackey and Jared Weaver in 2006 against the A's Coliseum. Kikuchi and Soriano on back-to-back nights were very, very good.
Extremely good. A lot of strikes and nasty.
2-2 on Joe Adell. Hard to right. Butler backs up, still backing up. He leaps and makes the catch on the warning track. 2 outs. One of the harder hit balls by an Angel tonight, but it's still an out. And now Rengifo will bat. The Angels 5K and Fun Run presented by Lexus returns to the Big A Saturday, June 21st. Join us for this year's City Connect themed race and receive a shirt, medal, and 2 ticket vouchers. Register now at angels.com/5K.
Base hit last at bat for Rengifo. Travis d'Arnaud grabbing a bat. He's got a lot of big moment swings in his career.
The ball by Adele was the first ball the Angels have hit tonight over 100 miles an hour.
Strickland and Detmers both up in the bullpen.
$27,480 in attendance tonight. Decent sized crowd here on this Tuesday night. The Angels try to come back down just 1-0. Rengifo rolls one to the right side, and the Angels have gone down quietly in 7 innings tonight.
A star is born, talking about Jackson Churio.
Churio flips the scoreboard with a 4-pointer.
He's coming into his own right before our eyes.
That truly believe in the presence and the person that Jackson Churio is. You have to love the versatility he brings. He can play left field, he can play right field.
Youngest player in MLB history to record 20-plus homers, 20-plus stolen bases.
This is the first Brewer that had 2 home runs in a postseason game.
Jackson Churio!
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan, and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, live at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
Soriano, our well-deserved player of the game tonight, brought to you by Toyota.
Absolutely dominant. 12 punch-outs. Career high. Just 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run.
He's on the losing end, though, of this 1-0 game. Hunter Strickland is in there for the Angels now, with Max Schumann leading off. Soriano 12 strikeouts. New career high for him by far and away.
It's good to keep this guy off the bases. He can run.
2 balls and a strike to Schumann, who led off the 6th inning with a double. He scored on Rooker's. Schumann led off the 6th inning with a walk and scored on Rooker's double, which at the time was the first hit for the A's. They only have 2, but they have the lead, 1-0. A little floater over first. It falls in for a base hit. Schumann's going to try for second base and make it easily. Bloop double to start the 8th inning. All 3 hits for the A's now have been 2 base hits.
The other 2 hit pretty hard. This is placed perfectly.
Angels have won every game they've played against the A's so far this year. They're 5-0. to battle back tonight. They need to keep it close. Denzel Clark struck out looking twice tonight. Saw him try to bunt his last time. So the bunt is back on here with an insurance run at second base. He bunts it in the air, and it is falling in. Now the runner is caught. Throw to third, and it is in time.
Well, they got a break on that one. You might look at that one anyhow to make sure it was tag was applied.
Schumann got stuck as that ball was in the air for a moment.
Got the tag on him. That's a big, big out. Had a little spin on that one too. Now you got to worry about the stolen base.
Clark at first with one out. Lawrence Butler is hitless tonight, 0 for 3. Clark has 3 steals so far in the big leagues in 3 tries. Good base stealer in the minor leagues. Strickland throws over.
Good slider there from Strickland.
Ball 1 strike. The Giants in Colorado tonight. They were down 5-2 entering the 9th inning. They scored 4 runs to overtake the Rockies and go up 6-5. Colorado would be 12 and 54 if they don't come back.
Wait, just 1 career pickoff for Hunter Strickland in his career. Surprised they haven't taken a shot. Well, you'd love to see him take a shot, strike him out, throw him out now.
Butler has struck out twice tonight. Rooker is on deck. It's 1-0 A's here in the 8th. Butler laid off that one 2-2. Detmers is still up in the bullpen, so if this inning gets down to Soderstrom and Kurtz, the 2 lefties in the A's order, we'll see Brock Burke actually. Detmers has sat down, so it'll be Burke. With those lefties due up soon. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Butler. Fouled back on a pitch that was out.
Yeah, he's pretty good on elevated pitches. Most lefties always think down in the zone, but he's really, really quick upstairs.
First, too late to get Clark. 2 outs as Butler lines out. Brent Rooker will bat after a quick ride with Kia. Angels in the bottom of the 8th will have Kingery due to lead off, then the top of the order. We saw Darno in the on-deck circle. The Kingery spot due up last inning, so maybe it'll be Darno leading off the bottom of the 8th. Forget Lamont Wade is on the bench too.
Yeah, he's been a big part of his career. He's pretty clutched late in the game.
In that late night Lamont moniker in San Francisco. The ball's in a strike on Rooker. Kevin Newman and Matthew Lugo on the bench as well as Rooker chops 1 foul. Moncada still out. Taylor newly put on the IL. Angels bench a little thinner. And Wade should help.
Wade with 3 career home runs against the Athletics.
An old Bay Area series. Rooker with a liner to left. Taylor Ward backs up, makes the catch. A 0 from Hunter Strickland in the top of the 8th.
Man, these seats.
Right? I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these. Trash.
They should have used Game Time. The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks.
What time is it?
Game Time.
Should have used Tick Pick.
Wait, what'd you say?
Tick Pick. Look.
Oh, whoa, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, Tick Pick. I thought you said.
If you ask your family what they want for dinner and you get 4 different answers, this one's for you. With Home Chef's family menu, eating dinner together just got easier, thanks to family-sized, oven-ready recipes that make dinner time stress a thing of the past. Our fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and easy prep recipes save you time and money. The oven-ready tin means no pots or pans, so you can breeze past after-dinner cleanup. Home Chef's family menu, solving family dinner, one meal at a time. Get 18 free meals at homechef.com.
Experience Angels baseball at the Friends and Family Fun Pack for only $44. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks. For more information regarding the Friends and Family Fun Pack, call 714-4ANGELS or visit angels.com/funpack. Pitcher for the A's, a veteran left-hander, T.J. McFarland, now in the game.
87-91 fastball, slider, changeup. Generally a ground ball machine.
Fly ball hit to left center off the bat of d'Arnaud, pretty deep. Soderstrom is back near the wall. It is gone! Travis d'Arnaud with one swing ties it up.
Wayne, what do we say about clutch moments for Travis d'Arnaud? Yes! Ties it up. Remember that big home run he had in Dodger Stadium, just like that. Brand new ball game. d'Arnaud, yes!
One swing and a brand new ball game. Travis d'Arnaud off the bench. Now Zach Neto rolls one to short. One out here in the 8th.
Boy, jumps on that one right away, right down the heart of the plate. He knew it. That's a long, long way out there, too. 399, 103 off the bat.
The Angels get on the board here. They tie it up. Now Shonowell looks at a strike. T.J. McFarland, 36 years old, just turned 36 the other day. How's that a strike?
That was never quite a strike out of his hand.
McFarland appeared in 79 games last year. That was the high in the American League. Came up with Baltimore more than a decade ago in 2013. Shonowell stays alive.
Nice job of staying alive. That was almost close to a catcher's interference. That was almost in his glove when he found that out.
Mike Trout on deck. It's a tie game here in the 8th. Shotwell rolls one to right, a base hit.
Doesn't matter if lefty, righty, he's making contact. Good swing there. Soriano, second hit on base 3 times.
Arco top-tier play, the pitch hit, game-tying blast from Darno.
Love that sound off the bat.
Arcotse is going to go back to his bullpen with Shotwell aboard now and Trout due up.
I'll give you this brand new electric vehicle if you can prove to me you know your finances. How many subscriptions are you paying for?
Just 3.
You sure? Let's download the Rocket Money app right now and see if you're right. It's actually 21 subscriptions, which is costing you around $370 a month.
The app is telling you all this?
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place and even helps you suggest a budget based on your past spending. Don't worry about the 21 subscriptions. You can cancel them right within the app. It'll even try and get you some of your money back.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Lots of great baseball coming, and good guess, by the way. Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
This is the show that never ends.
There's 25,000 fans in attendance. We'll receive a Nolan Shotwell bobblehead courtesy of Circle K. Visit angels.com/promotions today. Shotwell's on first, the go-ahead run, with Mike Trout coming up against Tyler Ferguson.
Already his 31st game with a 1.41.
They threw 30 pitches yesterday. Ferguson was not effective last night. Gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it was a long inning. He faced 8 batters. He threw 30 pitches. Trout had a sac fly against him. Joe Adell had a 2-run single as well yesterday against Ferguson.
Got away with that one. That was right down the heart of sweeper. Throw a sweeper, change up, fastball. Got some run to it. Throw a cutter too. This fastball could touch 97, 98.
No balls, 2 strikes. It's way off the plate from Ferguson. The A's bullpen has only had 2 saves in their last 28 games. It seems barely 1 over the last month. They're 4-22 in their last 26 games, and their bullpen ERA back to May 6th is 7.72. Been a nightmare for Mark Kotze. And Trout with a fly ball to right center. Got under this one. Clark and Butler are there. It's Clark. Trout is 0 for 4 tonight.
Had a pretty good pitch to hit too. You got underneath. You see the frustration from Trout.
Trout had a good road trip. He has not hit as much here since returning back to the Big A. Angels will finish this homestand here tomorrow with a 1 o'clock game. Kyle Hendricks against J.P. Sears. It's off to Baltimore on another road trip. This team's been on the road a lot. Strike 1 to Taylor Ward. When the road trip starts Friday, the Angels will begin a new road trip, a long one too, 7 games, with the fewest home games played in the major leagues. It's at the start of a road trip.
That is pretty amazing.
This is their 30th home game tonight. The Twins and Orioles have also played just 30 home games. They both play tomorrow, and they both play Thursday too when the Angels are off, and then they're both home over the weekend, which the Angels are not. In fact, the Angels will be in Baltimore. Quickly 0-2 here on Taylor Ward.
That's a good take. That was nasty too.
Travis d'Arnaud, a pinch hit, game-tying homer. The Angels have evened it up. Soriano's off the hook. There goes Shotwell. Throw to second base, and it's not in time.
The invisible man does it again.
His second stolen base in as many games.
That's big too. Now a base hit can give the Halos the lead here.
A good jump. He had one stolen base all year entering last night. Now he has 3. Base hit could give the Angels the lead now. 2-2. And a swing and a miss to end the inning. All tied up. Travis d'Arnaud made sure of that. One swing, even the score here in the 8th.
Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Call 844-6LeafGuard right now for 75% off installation plus $200 off your purchase. LeafGuard, get it today. Protected for life.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to defy it. But being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. Now, we might not need more people in the West, but would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
A 3-run game when he entered didn't mean it was a save situation because there were already 2 outs in the inning. And the tying run would have needed to be in the on-deck circle, which it wasn't. So Jansen at first was mistakenly given a save. He had that save removed as he did not earn a save last night. But he can earn a win here today if he keeps this tied, and the Angels could score in the bottom of the 9th inning. Kevin Newman is in at third base, moving Luis Rengifo to second base. Newman will bat in.
It's a good pitch right there. First pitch. Cutter right on the corner.
Newman will bat in the spot in the order where Kingery had been. Travis d'Arnaud, as a pinch hitter, cracked a home run from that spot to tie the game in the bottom of the 8th. Soderstrom fouls one off. Soderstrom ended the ball game a couple of times in the series in Sacramento, and the Angels swept the A's, making the final out in 2 of those games against Jansen. Soderstrom 0 for 3 tonight. Swings and misses, strike 2.
They got him to chase something above the strike zone in Sacramento.
One ball, 2 strikes. And Soderstrom just flips one foul to stay alive.
See how strong he is, though.
14 home runs. He had 9 in the first few weeks. Kenley Jansen trying to keep it tied. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the A's in this inning. Soderstrom, Kurtz, and Muncy. And a liner base hit for Soderstrom to start the inning. Two lefties due to lead off here with Soderstrom getting on now. Kurtz will bat.
Pinch run maybe. Soderstrom can run pretty decent himself, and Kenley Jansen always susceptible to stolen base.
Their bench is a little bit short too, with Wilson scratched from the starting lineup because of a hamstring problem. They have Blade on the bench. They have the other catcher, McIver. Seth Brown as well. Ball one to Kurtz. It's Muncy due up next. Jansen might be confused when he sees Max Muncy step in. He said, "Didn't I play with you at the Dodgers? Who are you?" Go to first with Soderstrom diving back. The first single in this game for the A's. Their first 3 hits have been doubles. A's have 1 run on 4 hits. Angels have 1 run on 6. Kurtz with a high fly ball to left center. Just missed it. Taylor Ward is under it. 1 out. Soderstrom will stay at first.
Good job by Taylor Ward getting behind that baseball too. Soderstrom was thinking about trying to tag up.
One of these tough lefties retired, and now the other right-handed batters are due out. Muncy, then Urias. The lefties on the bench still, with Brown and Blade available to Marcotte if he wants to go to one here. Stick with the right-handed batting Muncy against Kenley Jansen. Muncy has struck out 3 times tonight. Check on Soderstrom at first. Jansen can be susceptible to the stolen base.
Yes.
Soderstrom is 3 for 3 this year.
It's a little bit bigger lead now.
Strike on the cutter at the bottom of the zone to Muncy. Jose Soriano ends up with a no decision tonight. 12 strikeouts. Incredible performance. He and Kikuchi so far in this series, the Angels starters have gone 14 1/3 innings with 1 run allowed on 3 hits, 17 strikeouts.
Still no indication that Soderstrom's going to think about running yet.
Balls and 2 strikes on Muncy. Cutter all the way inside 1 and 2. Only 2 other games in progress tonight. They're both heavily one-sided. The Padres are ripping the Dodgers 9-0. The Diamondbacks have 9-2 on Seattle. This one though is in the balance here. 1-1 in the top of the 9th. Muncy with a pop-up. Soler is over for out number 2.
That's the way he hit the ball last night. Muncy was a big out. No, he's had a tough time tonight. He hit a lot of baseballs really hard last night.
Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Soler, Ohapi, and Adele. 3 guys who can mash one.
Let's see, is it Mason warming up down there?
I've not even seen Mason Miller yet this season. The Angels winning every game they've played against the A's. This could call for him here in the bottom of the 9th, tied if it's that way.
Soderstrom looks like he's thinking about going here now.
Looks like that is Miller. Urias takes a strike. Travis d'Arnaud's game-time pinch hit home run here at Angels Stadium. Only 4 Angels have done that in the last 30+ years. Taylor Ward, Jim Edmonds, and Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson says hello. Oh, that's a good pitch.
Bo did it against Baltimore in July of '94. Edmonds against the Brewers in July of '96, and Taylor Ward a few years ago against the Rays. D'Arnaud tonight against the A's has tied the game. Now the Angels trying to keep it tied so they can try to win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike on Urias. pop-up. Should stay in play. Shotwell is over, calling for it. Makes the catch.
Here we go.
And 3 home run hitters due up. The Angels need just 1 to win it in the bottom of the 9th.
The 611 podcast meets MLB Network. Join longtime teammates and former MVPs Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard, plus other former players for unfiltered conversations about baseball, culture, and life. Only on MLB Network.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off winner.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Nissan. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Jorge Solero, the walk-off hit against the Blue Jays. There they are right there in the left field corner.
Wave that ball away from the left fielder.
We saw them here earlier tonight. The Angels have another chance for a walk-off win. And Tyler Ferguson, who threw 30 pitches yesterday.
There they are. They're ready.
So the walk-off helpers last time. Now Jorge Soler against Ferguson, who's back for his 2nd inning of work 1 day after throwing 30 pitches. There's that one to the backstop. Ball 1 to Soler. Soler has 1 walk-off homer in his career. Remember, he's 1 home run away from 200 in his career. Take down all the dominoes right here.
Yes.
There's a strike at the knees. Top of the ankle.
Go back to Hyundai Key for the game tonight. What I want a walk-off. How's that? This plain and simple.
Jorge Soler can deliver it. Not on that pitch.
After that pitch before was out of the strike zone, expanded there and had a chase and sweeper off the plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Soler, Ohapi, Adele, all home run hitters due up. Soler reaching again, fouls that one off.
Nice job of just fouling that one off. Wins behind the plates have been doing a good job as far as when he wants to pitch away, he sets up off the plate, so there's no misses on the plate. He's been really good defensively for the A's today.
Ball, 2 strikes. That one almost hit Soler 2-2. I mean, assuming that Ferguson is feeling some fatigue after a 30-pitch effort yesterday, what happens to a pitcher when he is feeling tired out there?
Well, sometimes you don't worry about it. You feel better. You know, as odd as that sounds, you don't overthrow and your pitches are crisp.
That one missed the inside corner again, so it's gone to a full count with Soler.
It's definitely going to be a breaking ball here.
Three balls, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss on the sweeper for strike 3. Second strikeout for Ferguson.
It's a pretty nasty pitch.
Logan Ohapi is in a 3-for-37 slide.
They're ready.
Pops this one straight out. Get out of play though, and it's 0-1. Remember that walk-off homer he hit against the Astros last year. It was 1 year ago yesterday.
You had to wait for that. Remember?
It's a weird play.
Yes. Cabbage out there off his glove? Yes.
Joe Adell's been red hot. He's on deck. One ball, one strike on Logan. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
I think you throw enough of those sliders and sweepers, you have a chance to let one out over the plate. And that's what you got to be ready and not miss your pitch if you're O'Hoppe here.
Two balls and one strike.
Starting to get around that pitch. You can tell right now, there's fatigue there. He's just trying to gut through it. I just got to be ready.
30 pitches yesterday. He's about to throw his 20th today. It's ball 3 to O'Hoppe. Joe Adell next. Angels can't run for O'Hoppe. They've already used their other catcher, Darno. Katse getting ready to get to the top step of the dugout. 3 balls, 1 strike. That was one to think about there as O'Hoppe fouled it off.
And that was his pitch right there. And that's the spot. It was elevated too.
He scored in the 6th on an RBI double by Brent Rooker. It was their first hit of the game. The Angels got it back in the 8th with Darno's pinch hit homer. And one more run for the Angels would win the game here as catcher Wins goes to the mound. Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator. We'll walk you through Jose Soriano's great performance. 12 strikeouts, a career high. No-hitter into the 6th inning. He ends up with a no decision tonight. Kenley Jansen would be the pitcher of record for the Angels if they score in this inning. Three balls, 2 strikes on O'Hoppe. Fights it off in the shallow right. It goes to Butler. O'Hoppe slams his bat down as he flies out 2 away. Showed you Soler's walk-off. Here's Adell's earlier this year against the Giants. That's the same hit.
The bases in a double right down the line.
Play at the plate, an exciting play to end that Easter Sunday game.
Adell slugging .661 against breaking balls. That was one of those ones that slugging percentage would go up a little bit.
I mean, it's unreal how many of these hittable pitches have not been hammered. Now a pitch that was off the plate. Adell did not hit that one hard, and he grounds out. To extra innings we go, 1-1.
Arguably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the game.
At 100 miles an hour, Sandy ties a career high 14 strikeouts.
This guy is a difference maker for the Marlins.
He's a staff ace. He wants to take the ball, man. He has been great.
Sandy Alcantara has thrown a complete game shutout.
It's like if I faced you, you got no respect for me.
No.
Exactly.
Force at the front of the rotations.
The guy that wanted to finish what he starts.
Shutout for Sandy Alcantara.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan, and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns every game night. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show, live at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
Awesome tonight. 12 strikeouts, allowed 1 run on 2 hits in 7 incredible innings. The Angels didn't back him up offensively until Travis d'Arnaud came off the bench and delivered on one pitch a game-tying home run. It's 1-1 entering the 10th inning here at Angel Stadium, with Reed Detmers now on the mound.
So big to be able to bring that lefty in and keep some of his left-handed bats potentially on the bench for the Athletics with A and Brown.
I think Wilson will be available, considering that he was scratched from the lineup and he's not in the on-deck circle here with the shortstop Schumann due up. Urias is at second base. He's the ghost runner here. This setup, this formula with the automatic runner, over the years has heavily favored the road team. The road team has won way more than the home team has throughout the major leagues, and especially it has happened to the Angels. It's been league-wide where the road team really has the advantage with the Manfred man at second base. 1 ball, no strikes on Austin Wins. Pop-up foul. It's 1-1. One way you can get through it is if you have a guy who can get a lot of strikeouts on the mound, and Detmer certainly can.
And they're still into it. Nice play.
He was howling for whoever caught that ball up in the upper deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. Detmers has been so good lately. Curveball in there. It's
dropped it. 74. Usually he'll follow up with a 97-mile-an-hour riding fastball above the zone.
He has really locked in as a reliever over these last 9 appearances. It's been outstanding. There's that fastball that was fouled off. Detmer's 13 innings pitched. He's allowed 1 run. He has 18 strikeouts in that time.
Really use that punch out right here.
Swing and a miss. There it is.
That's at 97 upstairs. That's a big out. See how he pulled off that? It's tough to catch up there upstairs like that. Shorewell by himself over there in that right side of the infield. Schumann hits the ball that way a lot.
First pitch strike to Schumann, a slider. Schumann a little tougher to strike out. Only 13 times in 69 at bats this year. 1 out with Urias at second. An inside out swing and a foul.
See, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to go the other way. There's still a lot of room that way.
Denzel Clark on deck. Big pitch here on 0-2 with Schumann at the plate. Ghost runner at second, Urias. Looks that way.
Part of that too is I think you want to change up what pitch you're going to throw.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Doesn't strike out often, but it's 97. Bam. Usually throws that first pitch curveball to get ahead. You're right on that left side of the infield now.
Strike 1 on the curve to Clark. Denzel Clark tonight has struck out twice, and he popped up a bunt his last time into a fielder's choice. Tremendous defender. He has not hit much yet at the major league level. 2 outs with a runner on second. 1 from Detmers.
Look at depth on that slider.
Clark laid off it. The better A's hitters are after Clark. Butler, then Rooker. But Angels wouldn't have to worry about them until tomorrow if they get an out and a run. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lead off the high fastball, 2-1. Automatic runner stuck at second base. Back-to-back strikeouts for Detmers coming out of the bullpen, throwing bullets again. Trying to keep it tied in the 10th inning. Curve is bounced to left side. It's handled by Newman. The throw across in time. Reed Detmers excellent in the top of the 10th.
What a job by Reed again.
Let's talk Orioles. A powerhouse and getting better.
They have a lot of young players, and you know they're going to take another step.
High, deep, way out of here. That ball was barbecue.
Leave it up to the kid to do something special.
These guys are superstar players.
Talk about smacking the opponent in the mouth from pitch one.
That's the day in, day out, and finding a way to win.
They've done an incredible job of bringing up this homegrown talent.
Take a bow, young man. The good vibes are back in Baltimore.
San Diego's a dangerous team.
Man, they have enough talent to run the table.
Every game here is like a party. Manny Machado walks it off!
Fans are also playing a part. They're affecting the game.
Fernando Tatis Jr., electric!
The team that we got in there, man, we're ready to compete. We're ready to handle the unfinished business that we have.
The towels flying, the fans going nuts.
Welcome to Slam Diego!
All-Stars scan the QR code to cast your 2025 Pro Spirit MLB All-Star ballot daily or visit MLB.com/vote. Well, I don't know why the A's refused to use Mason Miller against the Angels. We have not seen him yet in 6 games, and he's not in there now. With the bottom of the 10th inning, the winning run gets placed at second base here. We just saw the power of the strikeout in a situation like this. Now, nobody strikes out more hitters out of the bullpen than Mason Miller does, and yet it's Hogan Harris, a lefty, to face Luis Renifo, then Newman and Neto here in the bottom of the 10th.
Crazy as it sounds, man, you might see 2 bunts in a row here potentially.
And you should see 1 here from Renifo. The corner infielders are in, and it's popped up. It's in foul ground, and it's caught. Come on. Luis Renifo asked to bunt. Makes the first out of the inning on a foul pop-up to Austin Wynns.
You try to play catch with the bat, unable to do that, just turn the bat.
Now Newman will not be bunting. See if he can punch one somewhere. The outfield playing more shallow now. All 1. The Angels don't score here. They'll have to face the top of the A's order in the top of the 11th.
And tremendous speed at second with Clark.
That'll be a lot tougher task with Butler, Rooker 2 up to start that inning. Clark at second. There's a strike to Newman. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That big signature hit here for Kevin Newman. Harris fastball, we've seen 91-95 with a cutter, curveball, changeup.
Lafayette, Louisiana. Harris, 28 years old. Facing Kevin Newman with the winning run at second in this tie game. It's popped up. Playable maybe. Kurtz is over. He will not have room.
As big as he is, you always worry he could reach in forever.
Ball 2 strikes on Newman. Piece. Zach Neto on deck, then Shonowell. Think about if first base is still open, they might walk Neto, but Shonowell can handle lefties plenty. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Newman. bouncing ball that'll move the runner to third. Tough hop, quick throw, and it's in time. Dell's at third base, and we'll see what they do with Neto. They're just walking, even if Shonowell.
Yeah, that looks like they're walking.
It's up to Shonowell, who's had a good night. Really a good 6 weeks here. 3 on base tonight for Shonowell, 2 hits and a walk. Scott Emerson, the pitching coach for the A's, will discuss strategy here with Shonowell, make sure everybody's on the same page. Hogan Harris has thrown 4 wild pitches in his career. He had 3 last season. He has not had one yet this year.
But with lefty up especially, you're more apt to start off with a slider. Between his curve and slider, he likes to throw that first pitch to a lefty.
Nolan Shonowell with a chance for the walk-off. Joe Adell's at third.
Get a big lead, too, as far off Muncy is from third base. Joe can get a huge lead.
Neto runs, and it's ball 1 to Shonowell. Takes away the force out. Lefty's hitting just .206 against Harris this year. Shonowell had a hit against the lefties last time. He handles them well. Takes a strike on a fastball that was right there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shonowell 2 hits and a walk tonight. He hit a line drive out to Butler as well in the third. Winning run 90 feet away in a tie game in the 10th. And Shonowell drive, shallow center, base hit. Say goodnight to the A's. Joe Adell scores, and Nolan Shonowell gets the last laugh tonight.
Wow! Again! What a night!
Well, he hit one Denzel Clark couldn't catch.
You always got to hold your breath. I'll tell you what, this kid is legit. Everybody talks about the power. He can hit. Shona, wow. Shona, walk off.
Angels now are 6-0 against the A's this year. They've won this series. They've gone 4-1 on this homestand with 1 more to play tomorrow. And Nolan Shonowell, he might have seen himself on Good Morning America getting robbed by a Denzel Clark incredible catch yesterday. But today he is the hero, the walk-off winner of a guy who is really coming into his own at the plate this year. Nolan Shonowell, the walk-off RBI, standing by with Erica Weston.
Nolan, that was quite some emotion as you were rounding the bases. Describe the emotions that you're feeling right now to deliver the walk-off win.
Super ecstatic. I mean, for them to set the table like that is awesome. And, you know,
Was it poetic for you to get the walk-off win tonight so that you have a highlight after what happened in the game last night?
I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumbled. I mean, for the opportunity to happen and to come through in a big spot like that is everything.
A lefty on. What do you think can come up to the plate after they walk Neto?
Oh, I was super confident. Been seeing lefties really well lately, and to be given the opportunity with putting Neto on, and I mean, I was all confident and saw a curveball and got my swing off.
Last one before they empty out everything left in the dugout. How much fun are you guys having right now?
Oh, this is awesome. I mean, this is all, like I say, electric 24/7. We get to the field every day, we bring the energy, and to come out and get a big win like this is awesome.
Congratulations. Thanks for the time. Nice job.
Thank you, Erica.
All right, guys.
Wow, unbelievable. 3-hit game. The man, the myth, the walk-off.
Celebration was almost as fun as the walk-off itself. 2-1, the Angels win. The halo will shine brightly tonight. Nolan Shonowell, the shining moment with the walk-off base hit.
San Diego's a dangerous team.
Man, they have enough talent to run the table.
Every game here is like a party.
Fans are also playing a part. They're affecting the game.
Fernando Tatis Jr., electric!
The team that we got in there, man, we're ready to compete. We're ready to handle the unfinished business that we have.
The towels flying, the fans going nuts.
Welcome to Slam Diego! We got our hands up in the air, 'cause it's a party. We having fun here, 'cause it's a party. Oh my! This guy is next level. Oh my goodness!
Lots of great baseball comment and good guess, by the way.
Play baseball like I'm still a young kid, like a little teenager.
Good luck trying to hit that, man. It's unhittable.
What a moment! This is the show that never ends.
APR for up to 60 months plus 500 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles.
Angels had to grind for this one tonight. Jose Soriano was incredible to start. 12 strikeouts in 7 innings, allowed 1 run. The Angels scored a run in the 8th. Jarvis d'Arnaud tied it, and then in the 10th inning is Nolan Shonowell with the walk-off hit to make the Angels a 2-1 winner. Tomorrow they'll try for the sweep against the A's. Angels Live pregame will start at 12:30. Coming up next, Angels Live postgame with Patrick O'Neill and Garrett Anderson. For Goobie and Erica, I'm Wayne Randazzo saying goodnight.
The 611 podcast meets MLB Network. Join longtime teammates and former MVPs Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard, plus other former players for unfiltered conversations about baseball, culture, and life. Only on MLB Network.
There's certain players in every lineup that make the lineup go. Speed, power, he is a difference maker.
Ketel Marte, he's done it one more time.
The best second baseman in the game, that's Ketel Marte.
There goes Corbin.
Just incredible speed.
He wants to bury people. He just doesn't want to beat you. He wants to drive you into the ground.
Snakes alive.
They're tearing the cover off the ball.
We play to win. We've played that way all year. I guess this is just another example of that. We know what's in that locker room. We know the heart we have.
There's really nothing better than a walk-off. Is there, G? That's just awesome.
That's beautiful.
Woo! Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator. Nolan Shotwell, what a game for Shotwell. You walk Neto to get to him. Beast mode all the way to third for the Selly. 2-1 Angels walk off the Athletics. And then Ohapi comes in, and look at Nolan hanging on to Erica and making sure she gets the Gatorade Selly. Logan loving it. That's when you know you're a part of the team, right, G? That is fantastic. Who gets the dry cleaning bill?
I got to believe the players do.
The players. They would have to get that one. Garrett Anderson, Patrick O'Neill. I tell you what, first off, way to go, Travis d'Arnaud. And then in the 10th, Detmer's fantastic. And to win it right there, you like the matchup with Nolan right there.
I did like the matchup because he has a really good eye, and he's going to make the pitcher throw strikes. And, you know, as of late, he's been standing in the middle of the park. So I didn't mind that matchup one. When they walked Zach, I was like, we got a chance here.
All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights, the exciting stuff, starting with Reed Detmers. I mean, Kenley comes in to pitch the 9th, and then Detmers, we got ourselves a tie game, and you got that automatic runner at second base. What's the key here?
His fastball is electric right now, and he's complimenting it with a good curveball, and it's just, you know, they're going to have a lot of late swings because of that deuce is so good. So very happy for him. Nice to see that he's been very consistent every time he goes out there. That means he's definitely confident in what he's doing.
The heater, the curveball, couple of Ks, and then you get yourself a ground ball out. Here's the game-winning hit from Nolan Shotwell. No doubt.
Nice short swing. Yep. Just put it in. All he needs is a single. Did not need to drive the ball at all. All you got to do is just hit a little outfield grass right there, and everybody goes home.
You know what? The Angels' third walk-off this season, and for Nolan Shotwell, first career walk-off hit. That has to be one of the great feelings you have as a professional baseball player.
It is. The walk-off for a hitter, it's, you know, especially in the fashion that it was, that they walked somebody in front of them. And to be able to come through when they did that is it is a great feeling. That's something you can carry with you to the next day.
Zach Neto is just determined to try to get Nolan, but just Erica and Shotwell just a little too quick right there. The Angels are playing good baseball, right? Garrett, they have won 3 straight series in 6 of 8 games overall.
And it's all started with the starting pitching. It's been solid. Oh. You know, Soriano's last start was a little bump, but for the most part, they have been keeping the Angels in games every day, and that's what's allowing them to be able to do these kind of things, come out late. They were only down by 1. They weren't down by 4 or 5 tonight. Home run off the bench ties it up. So kudos to the starters and the relief pitchers.
Yeah, we wanted Soriano to pick up where Kikuchi laid off. He certainly did. He was phenomenal. He was similar to Kikuchi last night, but his stuff is absolutely nasty.
His stuff was in. What he was doing was able to throw the fastball low for a strike. And once, if he can do that, get them to, now their sights are down low, it's going to be extremely hard to hit them because they have to respect that pitch being a strike. And now as the game goes on, he can just keep going lower and lower. And tonight, though, the strikeout was big in his game tonight.
Hoppy called a really good game back there. They were in sync.
They were very much in sync. And, you know, he struck out 5 in a row at one point during the game. So great start for him. Hopefully this is something he can carry on to his next start.
And you know, whatever it is, whatever this sauce is, let's add it in the next start. And that's probably going to be in the Bronx against the Yankees, is it not?
Yeah, and it's been his off-speed pitches were great tonight. He was throwing strikes early in the count, and it just, you know, that's just the way it is sometimes.
Here's when the no-hitter is lost. Soriano giving everything he can, and a run comes in only on 1 hit because a walk comes in to score. But still, that's the deepest he's taken a no-no. Rooker also broke up Sandoval's no-hit bid in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's just, you know, unfortunate that that ball caught a little bit too much plate, and the way he swung at it tells me he was probably sitting on it as well. So, you know, Joe made a great effort out there, left his feet, and it just came up a little short.
If I'm not mistaken, 23 swing and misses on the 12 strikeouts.
That's a lot for him because usually he pitches to contact. So fastball was definitely riding good tonight and kept it down in the zone very good.
Tremendous work from Jose Soriano and the rest of the pitching staff. Strickland came in. He worked himself out of trouble. Kenley Jansen, Reed Detmers with the W and free French fries. For all of you Halo fans, tomorrow after a victory, $2 minimum purchase only on the app. Walk-off victory. And the Angels remain victorious, undefeated against the Athletics. Gatorade shower, Ohapi, Shotwell thrilled. Erica, maybe not so much.
The MLB MLB Network podcast is here. Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network podcast, presented by New Balance. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
The face of the game of baseball is running through this guy right here.
That dude has electricity coming out of his pores.
You're changing the sport, man. I go out there every day and give them 100%.
Every day he does something that draws your attention.
Green is cooking with gas.
It feels like he's finally put it all together. I think Hunter Green's about to become a super ace of a playoff team. That's what the Cincinnati Reds are going to be in 2025.
Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnav.org. Oh, just an absolute thriller. Off the deck, Angels tie it late, and they win in extras. 2-1 over the Athletics in 10 innings. Want to remind everybody about a great new show that we have for you here on FanDuel Sports Network. It's Golic and Golic, Mike Golic Sr., Mike Golic Jr., and it's all week long, Monday to Friday, starts at noon. They got the heat, they got bold takes, big personalities, and huge names in sports. Do not miss the action, 12 p.m. only on FanDuel Sports Network. With Angels Hall of Famer Garrett Anderson. They want big names. They got to get GA on the show. I'm Patrick O'Neill. To come off the bench, Travis d'Arnaud, growing up in Orange County. He went to Lakewood High School. Has to be his biggest hit as an Angel. Without a doubt, that was huge.
He's been clutch lately. Oh, yeah. I mean, coming off the bench, backing up Ohapi, a lot of extra base hits, a couple home runs as of late. He's just, a veteran that understands what his swing is, and he understands, and he's seen these pitches many, many times all the years he's been around. So just happy for him to be able to do that for the team.
Swinging like a big white picket fence there. A second career pinch hit home run, but to tie it late innings on home turf, can't think of a cooler moment.
Yeah, that hurts. I mean, the other side, you think they're going to just skate on with a 1-0 win, and then boom, pinch hit. A pinch hit home run is even harder to deal with because you don't expect anything when a guy's coming off the bench.
And then you tie it up, and then your night is through. Then you just get to watch the rest of the heroics. That's a good night for Travis d'Arnaud, and appreciate the apostrophe coming through. We're going to hear from Ron Washington on the other side of our Angels Live post-game. As Gooby likes to say, what a night that was. Shot a wow.
As a contractor, I find sometimes the most impactful thing you can say is what you do on your own home. A couple of years ago, we put a pool in our backyard, my wife and I. There was only one choice for the decking around the new pool. We used TimberTech because of the low maintenance on the product. You can install it and just enjoy it for its lifetime.
Epay, Redwood. I mean, after 1 year, you're sanding and refinishing if you want to keep that sharp look. If you don't want to sand and oil every year, you want low maintenance, go with TimberTech.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
We're able to use our platform and let these kids know that dreams are reachable.
It's very important to leave something behind to show our gratitude. Stand up to cancer.
We are attacking your opposites.
Together. 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 Together.
Angels Live postgame is presented by the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnav.org. That's just a thrilling moment right there for Nolan Shotwell. Everybody enjoying the heroics, as is the manager, Ron Washington.
No doubt, no doubt. And, you know, I don't know if you guys seen it, but when they walked Neto, he sort of took a back to it. And he went up there and did what he had to do, put the ball in play. That's what he can do. And that's all we needed right there.
Lefty on mound, too, and he seems as calm as a veteran out there.
Yeah. Got the lefty before that, McFarland. So, now he's figuring it out. A base hit is what he can get. He can hit a double, he can hit a triple, he can hit a home run, but I'm just saying, he's one of those kids that you can probably wake up in the snow and throw a pitch at him and he can get a base hit.
What do you say from your group? How's it work?
Good fight. They've been pulling for each other. They're doing it together as a group. Today was Soriano. I mean, that was about as good as it gets. I wish we can get that every night, but, you know, you can't. But that was about as good as it gets right there. He had everything working, and that sinker was ridiculous.
Was the mound visit a temperature check, or?
Yeah, just to make sure that he had enough to finish this off, because I had someone up in the bullpen, but I wanted to see it and hear it from him. I wanted to look in his eyes, and I wanted to see what it was about, and they told me to get off the mound. We got it.
As good as a sinker is, do you think his ability to throw that curve or some of the strikes really set that pitch up?
Yes, that knuckle curve. Yeah, he had him baffled. He had him bending at the knees with that knuckle curve, but his sinkers, as you said, set everything up.
And Darno with the big pinch hit home run.
That was huge. You know, we had some opportunities, and they just went through the middle of our lineup tonight, you know. If the middle of our lineup would have did anything early in the game, it might have been a different game. But, hey, that's baseball. And it took Darno to pinch hit and get us back on the board, and took 10 innings to win it, and we did. We did what we had to do. The Detmers came in, and once again, he was outstanding. He really was.
What did you sort of see from Nolan that made you say he's taking him back?
Well, when he gave forward to Neto, he just walked up and down, you know, and I guess he was psyching himself up to go up there and do the job.
Once you get started pitching, like you said, you had a great run with relievers, get the clutch hitting in the end. When it's a group effort like that, and it's been going for a while now, how good does it feel when we have so much work on it?
Well, it really feels good because those guys in that clubhouse are the ones doing it. They show up every day, they go about their business, and no one is complaining. They work hard, and that's the way they go about their business. And right now, we getting the benefit of it. As they say, we're getting the fruit of the labor. And we just got to stay the course, stay the course. I always say you got to sustain first, and then once you sustain, then you get to be consistent. But you can't be consistent if you don't sustain. They work one before the other, sustain and then consistency. Now we just got to sustain. And as long as we sustain, and our starting pitching keep doing what it's doing, and we get consistency throughout the lineup, the way we have been getting it, where it's not one guy every night, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
Love it. How would you go out and play for this guy? You sustain, and then you're consistent. You adjust and you readjust. I'm starting to learn some things about this game, G. Tomorrow's starter, Kyle Hendricks, the professor, just got his 100th victory. First to do that in an Angels uniform since Jared Weaver, 2012. What's it going to take to finish off the sweep of the A's?
Just for him to just stay in the 4 different corners of the plate. He can't miss out over the plate, you know, at this point in his career. But he does do what he does do well is change space and location. So hopefully he'll have his control tomorrow.
A final thought, Nolan Shotwell, he grew up in Boca Raton. I don't think he can wake up in the snow and get a base hit.
Not at all.
He's going to be freezing, right? Same as you would be too.
Exactly.
I'm going back inside.
Southern California boy.
I think you'd have a better chance getting a hit than me in the snow, though, that's for sure. Hey, a lot of fun. Let's finish this off tomorrow. What do you say?
Yep.
All right, that's Garrett Anderson. I'm Patrick O'Neill. For our entire crew, appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow, Angels Live, 12:30. We'll see you then.